You got to
even
start.
even the audience doesn't want us to start.
Look, we're 5 seconds into this thing and it already sucks.
Oh boy, the quality is way lower than last week already.
Yep.
Wait, wrong one.
See?
Wait, wrong show.
Very professional show.
What an awesome jam that is.
Yeah.
And applause is an awful optimistic response to the beginning of this show.
That's not applause. That's popcorn.
That's delicious Colonel's gourmet popping corn.
Yeah, we'd also like to point out that John Mancuda is broadcasting live from the Rainforest Cafe. And there's a stair stepper that also doubles. There's a stair stepper that also doubles as a clothes rack behind his Blue Origin microphone, because I don't know that Mancuda's ever been on a stair stepper, much less recently.
only to change a light bulb, perhaps.
He probably jumps on him to see if he can break the pistons on the legs.
The piston hasn't moved in like 30 years.
And we start off with a size 14 kick to the balls. Speaking of which, Dane, what are you doing with that lid on your head? Does that say Las Vegas on it? Oh, it's an
Oakland Raiders.
Okay.
Oakland.
Hey, where did you get that hat?
Raiders. Dude, I've had this thing for like 20 years, probably.
Huh.
Yeah, I got an
Very
old
nice.
school hat.
I like you with a baseball hat on. It's a good look.
When I work on my truck,
I was just going to say, you really should be changing my wiper blades right now.
Yeah. I get it.
Put it up to the tail hitch, Dane. Put it up to the tail hitch.
Dane's like me.
Redneck hat.
Dane's like me, though. He can't wear a hat forward. You can't wear a baseball hat forward. It looks stupid. You got to put it backwards.
Oh, now it's even dumber looking.
Yeah.
It depends.
That's the look.
Oh, no, man.
Oh, no. Well, you got to have a fitted hat. You got to do a fitted hat. And you could do it with a little bit less racism, too. That'd be good.
Yeah.
The hip hop in me comes out when I wear my hat backwards.
Yes, I know. I understand. You're NWH.
And this is my redneck when I have it like this.
My name is Dane, and I'm here to say.
And I'm always trying to drain my main vein.
That may have been the whitest. That may have been the whitest thing ever said on this show.
Grab your shoes, grab your socks. 22 bagels, pound of locks. Word to your rabbi.
There's MC Herschel over there.
Zimmerman in the house.
Yeah.
In the house.
Hang on. Let's see how long we can do this to keep Johnny from doing roll call and sponsor lists.
Yeah. What time is it?
We already got a sponsor out there. We already spoke about Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn. Delicious Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn.
Stuff's incredible.
There it is. I have a big bag of it in front of me tonight. And boy, is my tum-tum happy. I got to it before Blue Rhino.
Hi, Lemmy.
Delicious.
Left.
Delicious Colonel's popcorn.
Is it delicious?
It really is. It really is.
Just checking.
It really
and
is.
When you go to Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn and more, and you order some of their nuts, their candy, their gourmet popcorn, their sugar-free candies, some of the whatever you order. If you mention Johnny Beane or Jay Hannon, did you know this, Paul? If you mention Johnny Beane or Jay Hannon, you get more product. They send you bigger packages of everything.
Yeah, I love that. If you mention Johnny Beane or Jay Hannon, yet I don't see Johnny Beane or Jay Hannon plugging this thing incessantly every Tuesday night for the first 4.5 minutes of the show, just slamming his face into a feed bag full of friggin' popcorn. That's all I'm saying. Hello, Alice Martinez. Nice to see you.
Hello, this is Johnny Beane. Oh!
He's hyperventilating into a bag of popcorn.
Johnny's on his deathbed, and he's like.
By the way, that's going to be the name. That's going to be the name now that Popcorn the band has split up. John Mancuta's first solo album will be called Popcorn Bukkake.
I thought, it's really funny. If you look at my Facebook this week, did you see my Alvin and the Chipmunks post?
I never look at your Facebook.
No.
Okay. For those that do follow me on Facebook at Jonathan Mancuda, I found an animation cell of Alvin and the Chipmunks, covered with white liquid all over his face in a shocked look. It was like that, and I made a Chipmunks bukkake meme, so it's pretty great. So check out my Facebook page. If
good to see Andy Dick getting work.
Good to see my dick getting work.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Unemployment.
Oh.
There he is talking about his schmeckle again while on the air.
6 minutes and 14 seconds into the show,
already.
He had to talk about his uncircumcised peenie.
Oh no.
No. I don't know that I have.
By the way, speaking of Mama Mancuda, this Sunday is Mama Mancuta's birthday. This Sunday, the 25th.
39, man. She's pushing it.
Turning 39 again. God bless her.
Pushing it. She's pushing 39, man. It's almost.
So big happy birthday almost to Mama Mancuda. And today is Caleb Rappaport's mom's birthday. Yeah. Happy birthday to Mama Rappaport.
Mama Nerd Halen.
Halen. Mama Nerd Halen.
Nope, that's great. Happy birthday to Mrs. Rappaport.
To our beloved mothers. I don't know. Man. I'm just saying.
I don't know, John. I mean, despite all of your attempts to make me die of a heart attack when you talk about your schmeckle,
I am.
And I'm still here. Your father couldn't kill me. You can't kill me. This stair stepper certainly can't kill me. You know what's killing me? The pollen from this jungle behind me.
I sure wish you would get married already. That would take a lot of weight off of my mind.
The humidity in this house is awful. It's so humid in here. I'm growing plants.
You know what's really funny? My dad, rest in peace. He bought this cactus. And it looked like a cock, and it was this fucking big. So it certainly didn't look like my cock, but it looked
a little like your microphone.
Prickly.
It looked a lot like my microphone, but green and prickly. And he would water this fucking thing, and I just hated this fucking thing because he'd pay it so much more attention than me. It's
of course.
How was your day today? I love you. I love you.
Way more appreciative of his efforts than you were.
Absolutely, and much handsomer.
Of course, clearly, yeah, got more chicks.
Yeah, and now this.
In fact, we got bad news for you. We got a letter from HR. The cactus will be replacing you on next week's show.
Well, the cactus has a better personality. So this cactus is now literally just like fucking, I don't know, like 8 feet high. This fucking thing
in New York.
In New York, absolutely.
Why do you have a fucking cactus in New York? What are you guys trying to you're trying to do the whole walk through the desert thing in fucking Long Island?
Yeah, you have to walk around the cactus plant and you feel just like you're in Arizona. Oh, let's do it again. This is very nice. Between the humidity and the cactus, I feel like we're on vacation.
You know what I love is I love the cactus in the front yard. It reminds me so much of Pharaoh. That's a little Hebrew joke for you people who don't know history.
For all of you out there looking to know a little Jew.
By the way, I don't understand. If you're very Jewish and the old scripture says to kill the firstborn son, and you're the only born son, why are you breathing?
I sure wish you weren't, because it would save me on my food bill when you come to visit. Ah.
Eh.
Yeah. Before I went on the air today, Mama Mancuda goes to me. She's like, "Say hello to Penis Wrinkle." I said, "Renus Pinkle." Yeah, that guy. Say hello. So there you go. From Mama Mancuda to Renus Pinkle, Penis Wrinkle.
I would like to just to divert all of the questions in the chat immediately before they start. No, we will not have a Mama Mancuda cameo today. She's too good for this show.
Yeah, no, mom's quality does not meet our low bar expectations.
No, she's embarrassed enough about her son. The last thing she's going to do is show her face on this show.
Yeah, she prefers to be that secret identity of behind the kiss makeup, so she's not recognized and shunned and stoned in public.
She's Charlie and we're the angels. That's how bad it's gotten.
Yeah, we're the anals. Charlie's anals.
Yeah. Mama's anals.
Once upon a time, there were
I've got bad news.
There were 4 little boys that went to the Rock and Roll Music Hall of Fame.
I've got bad news for you too, Dane. You're Shelley Hack.
And Dane
Shelley Long. I look more like
Brimley.
Shelley Long.
You
Dane
do kind of look more like
replacing
Shelley
Wilfred
Long.
Brimley.
Wow, Renus Pinkle. I'll give Mama a gape.
Oh no!
Oh.
Wow! For my birthday, I could use some cock.
The only thing I've been riding recently is this stair stepper. Hi, buddy.
Yeah, so I am visiting New York right now for a very brief time before I go back to LA to film something. And a big shout out to my buddy Carlos for house sitting for me. So thank you, brother. I know it's a mess.
John, how was the flight?
The flight was nice. I basically, I got on the plane. I didn't have to fly it, which was really, really good.
What kind of an actor are you?
Said he would do
Tom Cruise would have flown his own fucking plane.
Yeah, and Iron Maiden has their own plane. So
yeah,
yeah. Everyone give a shout out to Carlos in the chat because he's got to deal with my empty fridge that he had to fill. And all the stuff he's got to trip over in my house. It's a mess.
I was going to say, and that wall of refuse that Johnny showed pictures of.
Yeah, he's right now looking through all the comic books, though. I know he's reading my comic books, so that's okay.
Carlos, you can stay
that's got to
clean the carpets, right?
That's got to bother you, John. It's that he's reading your comic books. How dare you crack the writing on the comics?
He's taking better care of them than I do. Even he's Carlos is like a white Glover, you know.
You just immediately became Brody Man to me.
I'm the rubber Glover to check prostates. Carlos is the white Glover.
It really occurred to me that you're Brody from Mallrats.
Which one's Brody again?
That's Jason Lee.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The good news is you get to bang Shannon Doherty pre-cancer.
You remember I told you that Kevin Smith told me I remind him a lot of Jason Lee. I said, great, give me work. He's like, no, I'm giving it to Jason.
I was going to say, yeah, why? You know what you could be is you could be Jason Lee's stunt double.
I could easily be as his stand-in.
And when we want to throw Jason Lee down a flight of stairs, we'll get you because you already looked the part.
And Mancuda, go! Oh,
the afterwards?
Yes. Yeah.
I told this story before. Kevin Smith is the reason I use my last name as my stage name because I originally went under the name Jonathan Shawn when I was doing stand up, and then I met Kevin Smith through a mutual friend. We were talking, and he says, "Jonathan Shawn, what type of name is that?" I said, "Stage name." He says, "What's your real name?" I said, "Mancuda." He's like, "Write it down for me." So I write it down. He's like, "You got rid of that?" He's like, "That's freaking cool. That's unique. That's catchy." Cuda, Mancuda. He's like, "I love that. Why in the world would you change that? Go back to that." So I was like,
and he never cast you in anything.
I can't, would you put it on your reel of cast members? And
Tommy Shaw is really thankful that you did that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, because you're gonna steal all that thunder from Tommy.
Tommy, can you hear me? Yeah, no. So that's why I use my my last name, my real last name. Yeah, R2R3 Locking. That says Jonathan Schlong.
Neanderthal was a nickname I got because I hit puberty before everybody else. So I was like 15 years old and 6'1" and 175 pounds, and had already had acne and like a full beard. My mom wouldn't let me shave when I was like 12 or 13, so I had the stupid mustache. You know what I mean? That first mustache that you get before, like the peach fuzz.
That you hold on to when you're 12 or 13.
Yeah, my peach fuzz mustache, which was like the color of this shirt.
I had that too.
Yeah. So she's like, you have your whole life to shave. Don't start now. So I started getting called by a kid, and I'll name him because I think he might be dead. His name was Mark Blowers. And if you're watching, Mark, if you're watching
like that,
I was going to say, if you're watching, Mark, you were bald in 6th grade. You shouldn't have been throwing gold stones to your inside here. So Mark had
Blowers.
Mark had
His
a
middle name was Leaf.
Had a
Then
great
it
name.
would be okay. Mark Leaf Blowers. Then be fine then.
Mark had a forehead like a beluga whale, and started calling me Neanderthal. I mean, I got called Moose. I got called all kinds of stupid shit. And I was like, those are all unoriginal. And then he started calling me Neanderthal. And so there was a nickname that I took like Eminem did in 8 Mile and made it my thing, and used it against him so that it had no power. But trust me, when you call a fucking 13-year-old a Neanderthal, it's pretty scarring. And then later on down the line, I was sitting in a program director's office with my now ex-wife. And she said something about Neanderthal strength or something like that because I opened a jar for her, something stupid. And the program director was sitting at his desk, and he's like, totally ignoring what we were talking about. He goes, "What did she just call you?" And I went, Neanderthal. It's a nickname. I go, "Why aren't you using that?" I'm like getting yelled at now because I go, I don't know. He goes, "Jesus Christ." He goes, "In an industry that is completely unoriginal, you have an original name. Use that." And so that's when I started actually using the nickname for On the Air. Same thing with you. It's like It hasn't done me any good. I mean, that's I'm schlocking away playing Supertramp records 5 to 10 a.m. in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's still 100 friggin' degrees in October.
Take the long way home. Take the long way home. And sometimes that was Supertramp.
Yeah, sometimes I do take the long way home just to make it that much more interesting a trip in my life. That's the most interesting thing I do every day is take the long way home.
Take the long way home.
All right, 18 minutes into it, Johnny. Go ahead. Do your channel.
Right now, I know Carlos is actually watching the show because he told me he would be. And he basically is saying,
awesome.
Wait a second. I'm stuck in this hole for this show.
Yeah.
When you said you had to do a show, I thought you were doing like a real fucking show, like a TV show or something good on network or not on YouTube. What the fuck is this garbage?
The chat is asking questions related to Saturday night show in the chat, and I have declared a moratorium on discussing that phony and that fraud. If you really want to know my thoughts, they are well documented elsewhere.
Yeah.
There's a Staples trick out there.
Yeah, Staples.
Staples?
Yeah,
those are the new tenants. They'd like you to be out by 7.
You guys realize that they actually do sell Staples at Staples.
There is no Staples near you. What the hell is that?
So the joke is, hey, they sell Staples at Staples?
That's a joke.
Well, then I'm going to Dick's Sporting Goods. Right?
All right.
Dicks.
It's really funny.
They sell Dick's there.
I was driving Mama Mancuda around the other day.
Why am I here?
I was driving Mama Mancuda around the other day, and she said, they closed Macy's, and I loved going there. I said, what are they? I said, what are they opening? She says, BJ's. And who needs BJ's? I said, Ma, I love BJ's. And she's like, you belong to BJ's? I said, I love BJ's, Ma. I can't get enough BJ's.
Big
if they
fan.
sell BJ's in there, I'm a regular. Absolutely.
Hellstorm. Hellstorm, there are 2 L's in that last name, but he's using one of them to appropriate somebody else's logo with it.
Wow. All right.
All right, here it comes.
Well, let's
20 minutes
say-
into it. Do it.
let's-
Say hello
let's-
to the channel members.
Hello,
Hey!
channel members.
The big bosses are here.
You guys are awesome. Top tier, if I can find the card.
Really? You've had 20 minutes to put this together.
You had one job, Beane. One job.
Jesus, man. 20 minutes.
I'm getting errors. I'm getting all these. I got a new piece of gear that's like crashing on me. It's horrible.
Well, that's because
I had
it's
an error.
secondhand. By the
I
way,
had an error. He came out of my womb.
the the interesting thing about that just when I just was like 20 minutes, I immediately became Jeremy Piven in Gross Point Blank. 10 years. 10 years. Where have you been?
10 years.
By the way, great movie, Gross Point Blank. One of the few movies that I find Minnie Driver super attractive in. Maybe because she's doing radio.
There you go.
There's something about a big mic in front of a woman's mouth.
Minnie Driver is oddly attractive.
I think odd is the key word there.
Yeah, she's oddly attractive. Again, like Jennifer Grey, she has a uniqueness about her that makes her attractive. She doesn't look like anybody else in Hollywood, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I was trying to explain Jennifer Grey to my mother the other day. She was asking, "Why do you
Nice
and Paul
Jewish
always
girl.
talk about Jennifer Grey and what's the thing with Jennifer Grey with you two?" I said, "She was cute. She was cute
She was one of the most attractive women I've ever seen, and I don't know why.
because she was the every girl. She was that
Yeah.
cute every girl next door that you could actually have a shot at."
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm not that stupid. I don't think I could ever have had a shot at her, but okay. By the way, I love that we're sending pizzas to Zim's Guitars. I guess it gets because it's a public address. We should be sending pizza to Carlos. That guy's really working. He's got a mop.
Definitely.
He's got a mop and a hazmat suit on.
I told him not to clean the place. I hope he doesn't, but I have a
Get a
feeling
pizza,
he
guys.
probably will. Just for his own, I can't live like this. How do you live like this?
Or if you want to send Colonel's popcorn to that very same address, I'm okay with
Ah.
that too.
Oh,
Dana,
man.
you have
We can mix it
Dana's
up if
never
you guys
had
want.
Dana's never had Colonel's delicious gourmet popping corn. my
Yeah,
understanding.
there's the address right there.
He's for the new guy on the show, he's getting awful demanding.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
diva.
soon he's gonna be like, "Where's my Vinum pickups? Where's my Vinum custom pickup? I want the
Yeah.
Zimmerman edition."
Which is an
Wouldn't that be
interesting
neat?
question, John.
Wow.
Vinum custom pickups. Wonderful Vinum custom pickups. Have you not gotten yours yet, Paulie?
No, but
No?
I have. But Johnny Beane is building a new house.
Johnny's
He's
been
building-
selling those.
Yeah.
Everything sent for us goes to Johnny first.
Mhm.
And sometimes it gets to us, and sometimes it just, I don't know. The mail's really slow. It's been taking 8 months.
For the purposes of this, example, the part of Johnny Beane will be played by Seinfeld. I don't know. The mail. I can't understand why it's coming. The mail's always late.
So wait a second. Did you get your Vinum custom pickups?
That was you almost went Gilbert Gottfried. So you're waiting for these pickups.
Wonderful Vinum pickups. Vinum custom pickups, I tell you.
In this hand, I have a sound machine.
Boutique pickups ever.
There's nothing in this hand. If there was something, I don't know, a pickup.
So wait, Paul, you didn't get your pickup?
It's going good, bro. How are you doing? Awesome T-shirt. I love that.
What's the T-shirt say, Dan?
Sure, yeah, turn the camera around, Dan.
I'm doing a live stream. Do you guys mind? Do you guys mind if I show you guys?
Get a release. Get a release. Get a release.
Yeah, get a release. We got
Here
to find
comes
it.
the lawsuit.
Look at this T-shirt,
Oh.
guys.
What does the T-shirt say?
Come
Come in
closer.
closer. Come in
Yeah,
a little
closer.
closer.
Radio Shack.
Oh, wow,
Nice.
that's cool.
And he has a
Vintage
beautiful
Radio
woman
Shack.
with him too, guys. Everybody, take it easy, though.
Dane, stop hitting on the guy's girlfriend. They're in
The
front of
guitar
you.
shop is really
They're in
girl
front
massage.
of you.
She's
You
got
can't,
an
you
engagement ring on right now.
lecherous
Dane.
son of a
I'm
bitch.
sorry,
She
Oh my
she dates a
God.
guy with way more money than you. He has a Radio Shack T-shirt.
He's probably the founder of the company, Dane. Don't piss him off.
Yeah, okay. My bad.
He's definitely got a pretty girlfriend. That says something.
Radio Shack's like out of business, so
So
he
history.
retired.
Passion
He's
on you right
retired
there.
so young.
I don't even know what Radio Shack is.
If you want,
What?
beautiful. By the way, I forget who it was. Let me look. I think it might have been Headstock Heron says a little Jimmy Durante in there as well. Yeah, a little bit. I think Gilbert Gottfried is the next logical progression from Jimmy Durante.
He was
Johnny,
my son.
Jimmy,
Guys, you know that girl that was in The Jerk? She's kind of quirky, but super sexy in the same way. Bernadette Peters. Really?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Don't look at
Bernadette.
your plate. Don't look at your plate. There are snails on the plate.
snails on your plate. Bernadette Peters is super hot. Bernadette Peters is a smaller version of Madeline Kahn for me.
And yeah,
Madeline
Zach
Kahn,
Thong,
who was
that-
also super hot.
and Zach Thong, we talked about that is an exercise bike in the back. That's Mama Koo to keep her cooch intact.
Oh no!
Right there,
Don't do that.
right there.
Don't do that.
Oh my God, no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
No!
I bike 40 miles a day, John. What do you do?
I have a merkin on my head.
I've been trying to get away from your father for years, but it doesn't go anywhere no matter how fast I pedal it.
It's an interesting thing. There is somebody pointed out Mel Brooks is doing a History of the World Part 2, but it's going to be on Netflix, I think. I love the idea
It's
that
got to be on Hulu. It's got to be on
Hulu.
Hulu.
Sorry. And I love the fact that Mel Brooks is still working in his 90s, and I bet it's going to be better than anything that's come out of Hollywood in a decade.
It's going to be absolutely brilliant.
It's going to
Mel
be
Brooks.
fantastic.
It's what's his name? Crawl, Big Mouth. What's his
John
name?
Biel.
No, not John Biel. The other guy. Mark Kroll? Is it Mark
don't know.
Kroll?
I don't know.
Who does the
comedian
cartoon
guy?
Big Mouth? Yeah.
Yeah, the comedian. I
Is his
forget.
name Mark Kroll? What's his first name? I know Wanda Sykes is also writing it.
Who's a
and she's
fantastic writer.
brilliant. Absolutely
Kroll.
brilliant.
Nick
Kroll.
Kroll,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Apologies to Nick. Still cast me. Still
I know, yeah.
cast
Yeah,
me, Nick.
Ru-
Still a
ruined that
huge
shot.
fan. So big a fan, I don't even know your name, even though I know your work. There you go. I just blew any opportunity I got to get on that show.
Delete.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a series on Hulu, and it's gonna be really great because it's fucking Mel Brooks. It's gonna be genius, and he's got great writers in there. I mean, like you said, Paulie, every single thing he does is just absolute gold.
Even the shit that you look back on and went, that wasn't really that good. Back then, you watch it and go, oh my God, I can't believe it was this brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Mel Brooks's worst stuff is something Kevin Smith still aspires to. And don't get me wrong, Kevin Smith is good, but Mel Brooks
Kevin's great.
Mel Brooks is on Mount Rushmore when it comes to comedy writing.
Absolutely.
We were talking about this the other day. Mark, my guy my heterosexual life mate that I do the show with every morning. We were talking about how I never really found Buck Henry to be funny. I know his creepy Uncle Roy character on Saturday Night Live is a classic sketch, but other than that, I was never a huge fan of Buck Henry until I watched Get Smart and saw created by Mel Brooks and Buck Henry, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's a behind the scenes guy.
Amazing.
Yeah, but Mel Brooks if you haven't seen it, you should watch it while both guys are still alive. And they haven't. The comedians in cars getting coffee when Jerry Seinfeld does it with Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. It is the greatest.
Oh, wow.
The greatest comedians in cars getting coffee because he basically goes to Mel Brooks's house and brings them dinner because Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner meet for dinner every day. They meet for dinner and they watch Jeopardy together. They're like old guys, obviously. So they're sitting there with the TV trays in front of them.
They're like really old guys.
Wow.
Yes. Super old, like older than John old. And they, no.
That means I'm
John is
older.
still super young, man. Super young.
And it's so good to watch. Just
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming in.
the opportunity to see
Bye.
Thanks for bringing your beautiful girl.
the opportunity to see two guys make
Love, sweet love. Oh,
make Jerry Seinfeld look like a child. Like Jerry Seinfeld was like, I'm in awe of the fact that I'm standing in front of these two guys, without Mel Brooks, without Carl Reiner, there is no Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah,
There is no
agreed.
Gilbert Gottfried. There is no modern. There is
nobody.
no Norman Lear. None of that shit. Those guys are the greatest writers in the history of comedy.
Yeah,
And you could try to argue it, but you'd be wrong.
You know, I'd add Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett into that mix. But
But they weren't writers. They weren't writers to the point where, Carl Reiner.
Well, Lucy wrote her own stuff.
Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks and Sid Caesar were phenomenal in what they did.
No, just genius.
Yeah.
No, so I'm very, very, very looking forward to that. I posted on Facebook. Back to my Facebook. I posted on Facebook today. I said, God, if you could give me one career boost, I want to be on that fucking show. Because just to work under Mel Brooks, oh my God. I mean, come on. That's legendary. That's legendary. That's like, Lord, can I write a song for Metallica? Can I do that?
Did they really write songs
on Kiss's next album? Can I play
False
on
flag,
the next
thank you,
album?
Yeah. Yeah, and Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yes. Did
He's
you just
still
Google that to
sharp.
see if he was still alive? Yeah,
he's still sharp. It's
But
not
Carl
just alive.
Carl Reiner passed
He's
away.
sharp.
So he's gone, but
yeah.
I'm shocked that William Shatner is 90. He doesn't seem 90 at all.
No, he's still
If you watch him,
whip smart. Yeah.
like interviews,
I can
was watching
still
interviews
get
last
an
night.
erection in space. In zero gravity, I can still get an erection.
I mean, he could pass for like 75.
Easily.
He did some interviews after the flight. A few days later, he did some interviews. I watched some of it.
Were they good?
He was just very emotional and very humbled. When you look down at Earth, it's so delicate. And he's just very worried about global warming and everything like that. It just
Because we fucked the planet. Like we're totally fucked.
and the visual that he had of this fragile little planet that we all live on. It's this and absolute nothing is kind of what he was saying.
He said it was death.
Or we have nothing. So yeah.
There is no Romulus. There is no Vulcan. We have no other planet to go to. We have to change our ways of global warming so we don't fuck up our planet because there is no other planet. There is no SETI Alpha 5.
You know what there are, though?
What?
Executive producers.
Hey.
33 minutes, 4 seconds. A new record.
Right?
I
A new
gotta
record.
go get another. I gotta change my power wire. So you
Dane.
read that off, Johnny.
Dane,
And
can you read those?
Paulie, can you do
Yeah.
a roll call too?
No,
Sure.
I
I'll-
don't.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. I got
Dane do the roll call. Let Dane do
No,
it.
I can't
There
read
you
those.
go.
I
Dane,
have
this
no
is your
glasses
show.
on.
Oh, you don't have glasses?
No, I would need my readers.
All right. Well,
Paul can do it.
all right. I'll quickly go through it. If I miss anybody, tough shit. Browns fan, Christopher Live, Soa, Cobra Kai, Platoon, Drew, GS60. I'm going through the chat first. Headstock, Harem, Hugh Caldwell, Janice Lala, Jeff Davidson, Keith Campbell, Magic Man, Michael B, Mike Neese, Music Therapy, Laz, of course, Nightbot, Sharon Wilga, Steve Carmichael, Thomas Santiago, and Zach Thong. That's everybody that I have in the participants of the chat list. So I hope I got everybody. In the meantime, hi everybody. And then did I say Magic Mike? I'm sorry, my mistake. Magic Man. Executive producers are David Ennis, Vinyl Freak 5150, Mike Neese, Music Therapy Laz, Majestic PB and J Cat, Wayno, False Flag, Andy Carson, Michael B, R Habs, the Chad, Linny Lou, and Mary, James Gum, John Moronic, Steve from Franklin, Michael Smith, aka Hello, the Captain, Thomas Santiago, Joe Christian, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
So
Next
I think
time
I
say
got
it faster.
and Alice Martinez. Johnny, don't tell me what to do. I'm a professional broadcaster.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. Wasting time, violating my contract. I don't know. Oh, look at this house.
Look at that beautiful house.
He did bring Blue Rhino with him. That pussy has to bring that thing on the train. I see your shadow. He has to bring that thing with him on the plane. His an emotional support fuck doll.
Wow. I don't think he can hear us.
There we go.
No, he can hear us.
I can hear you.
Maybe not.
Oh,
I can hear you.
Johnny, can you hear me?
what else? We're live on Facebook.
Don't care.
Steve Anderson. Okay, Steve Anderson will be here on
Steve
Friday.
Carmichael.
Steve Anderson will be joining me on Friday. Talk about Van Halen. Thank you, Steve.
No way. You're going to be
Van
talking about Van
Halen?
Halen. What are the odds?
Everybody's doing it now. I might as well.
Well, yeah. Not only is everybody doing it, everybody's claiming it.
I know there's like 10 Van Halen channels now. That live stream.
Yeah.
Speaking of claiming, with Mama Mancuta's birthday coming up this Sunday, I am hoping that Cobra Kai Platoon will do a nice Mama Kuta birthday tribute. Some sort of beautiful graphic of Mama Kuta in a birthday hat or something. And if anyone wants
Or her
to
birthday
send-
suit.
Yes. And if anyone wants to send something to Mama Kuta on this very special birthday of hers, her 29th again, same age as me, email me she likes stuff off of Amazon. So just, get her like an Amazon gift card or something and message me, and I will pass along any lovely Amazon gift cards to Mama Kuta for her birthday. And of course it's appreciated because she loves the audience also. And they certainly love her more than me. So
Well, she loves the audience more than
there
you.
you go. Say hi to Penis Rankle.
What Kurt 5150, why? Where did we go? He just said why. Where did we go there? Did we
Where
Did I
do
miss
we go now?
Did I miss something? Are you on a delay? Are you on a delay? Did we come up with something? Did we say something that was Kurt 5150? Please bring us up to speed.
Kurt 51.
I swear that guy's not 90. There's something going on. I mean, look at his hair.
Oh, the birthday suit. Yes. Yes.
What's this?
The Mama Mancuda birthday suit.
Oh, there
Kurt, if you don't want to see Mama Mancuda naked, you shouldn't be watching this show. She's gonna do. Where do you think John got the idea for the New Year's Eve trying to escape from Nesdall's house scene?
I'm gonna flash a tit now. They're down here.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
I hope that
no.
handsome William Shatner comes over to slip into my pocket.
He'd like to deliver his captain's log.
Captain's log, stardate 54-13-12. Mama Mancuda has her legs spread like a vortex. I will be piloting the Enterprise through it. Photon torpedo! You cannot take much more on this, Captain!
Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor, not a mortician.
Damn it, Jim, that clit's the size of a Class M planet.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Bones,
Her clitoris looks like the spine of a Klingon going down to the front of her forehead.
A lot of Klingons. Yeah.
Bones, if we don't fly through that giant space vagina, we're never going to get out of here. It's like a
Klingon?
Tholian web.
We've done 5 different impressions, and none of us has said Uranus. All right.
It's Johnny's.
Johnny just vomited. If we can make Johnny B vomit, that would be a milestone on this show.
Bones, I want to eat delicious Colonel's gourmet popcorn out of Mama Kuda's.
Hi, Lemmy. There's a baby girl. Lemmy is just she's being all talkative and stuff.
No, not BT. Not all of us are Jewish. Can you guess which ones are? Can you
It's time.
guess which ones?
It's time to play that time-tested game show. Find the Jew.
Can you guess
don't we all
which
have
of
to like show our
us
profiles
are?
then?
Not me.
Well, don't give it
Why?
away, Johnny.
What's wrong with Jewish people, Johnny?
What's
Why
wrong
you
with you,
denying?
Shecky
What are you
Bean?
What are you denying the Jews for?
Yeah,
What's wrong with
really.
you, man?
What are you,
I'm
racist?
just
What's
saying,
the matter with
not.
You're the
you?
most
I take
Hasidic.
pride in being a Jew, John. Oh, damn.
You're the most Hasidic looking one on this show.
Yeah.
Alex Martinez said Dane Zimmerman, and John Mancuda. What do you think? Are those the two Jews in our group? We got a thing that's called Rabbi Love. Yes, yes. Dane, you're of the tribe, right?
No.
No? With a name
No.
like Zimmerman? What are you
No.
still hiding?
You know, it's Jewish people are only 12% of the population. It's
Well,
not that
I'm
they
many.
happy
run-
to be part of that 12%.
And they're
that
like
owns Hollywood.
95% of the whole entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
right. A little racist
I'm the
on
numbers
your part,
guy.
Dean, but-
Okay. Mel Gibson up there in the upper right-hand corner.
Listen
the way,
there,
they may be-
Tits Cuda.
They may be 12% of the population, but they're 25% of this show.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and by the way, yeah, Keith Campbell, I'm not from Queens. I'm from Long Island, though. So Queens is part of Long Island. So you're close.
The weird part about that, though, is that there aren't a lot of Jews in Long Island, so he's very ostracized. He's ostracized.
There are so many of us on Long Island. This is like corned beef fest. This is
Long
absolutely-
Island.
Long Island.
They had to have an island unto themselves.
David
what are you
Lee
doing this
Roth,
summer?
a nice Jewish boy as well.
We're spending the entire summer in the islands.
We used to spend it in the Catskills. I'm just saying it was better then. Joe Hervey, 84, also Long Island, my Jewish homie. There you go.
I don't see religion because why bother? But I do see that pubic hair on the top of your head, and I think to myself, Israelite.
That Jufro gives it away, no doubt.
It does give it away, yeah. It does sort of give it
Let
away.
me show you my schmeckle. Did you see it already?
Schmeckle.
And now you do see it as well. It's
Yiddish-
almost invisible. That's
Yiddish
right.
is the funniest language, though, because it does sound like you're choking while you're talking.
Sharon Wilgott says Pepe Le Jew.
Ooh, I like that. Can you imagine if Pepe Le Pew was Jewish?
With little pants. He's hopping along with little pants. I am on my way to the deli. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Get the kunish and chicken soup for my mother.
I'm so tired from chasing this Goyim girl all day. Enough with it. I'm not jumping for you. I'm not chasing you. I'm not. If you don't appreciate a good man, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not putting any more effort into this.
That'd be funny if
Pepe's
Pepe's mother. So why are you not married yet, Pepe? You disappointing your mother? Oh, I am always chasing the female skunk. Why don't you settle down with a nice Jewish cat?
Oh boy, I am not doing this. Not
Right
doing
now, my
this.
mother is pondering. Yeah, John, why aren't you married?
John, I've cleaned your closet, so there's plenty of room for you here at the house.
The garage is very wide open for you to stay as long as a week or you want.
Yeah,
It's my-
Wonderbug, huh? I forgot Wonderbug. God, Wonderbug sucked.
I love that. Oh, there's that woodpecker. Let me tell you something. One of the first things I did when I get here, I hang up these woodpecker distractors on the side of the house. I'm up on a fucking ladder with the, these
Yes, because
floral
if there's one thing that Jews are known for, it's construction.
it's getting up on a ladder. Yeah. The highest we ever get is during our bar mitzvah. We get lifted up on a chair. That's about it.
Yeah, you guys haven't built anything since the pyramids.
Yes. So I'm up on this ladder, hanging up these strips of like reflective material because it's supposed to like distract and scare a woodpecker off. My mother's yelling out the window, "You're making the house look like a discotheque. What are you doing?" So I finish all that. And I'm
You
like,
have
"Yeah,
to
all
understand
done."
something, John. This house looks gaudy, and that's in Long Island.
Yeah, right. I say, all done, Ma. You won't have a woodpecker problems. An hour later, no shit, no lie. You just hear.
Oh, look, another thing you failed at.
Back. The woodpecker's back. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Do you know why my fucking house has woodpeckers? Do you know why Mom's house has a woodpecker? I found out this week. Yeah, because it's made of wood and they like wood.
I'm no ornithologist, but maybe.
I literally found out this week why we have a woodpecker problem. I looked next door, and I hadn't been to the house in like 2 years. I looked next door, and the neighbors, there's an old couple living next door, and all through their property are all these fucking bird houses. It's like a condominium complex for birds. No shit.
It's the Miami of bird houses.
Birds fly up from Florida to hibernate here because there's so many fucking condos. I literally looked across the way. No shit, no lie. I looked in just one tree in the front of their house next door. There's 13 fucking birdhouses, all with food and things for them to eat. So, of course, they're out there with the binoculars. Oh, look, there's a robin redbreast. It's like, holy fuck. They're inviting every bird in America to their property. One tree, 13 fucking birdhouses. No shit. My friend
5
Mike
letters.
stopped by.
5 letters, John, that will solve this problem. BB gun.
Yeah, and it's like you can't kill the fucking thing because there's like a bajillion-dollar fine. They're like endangered and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's holes the size of my vag on the side of the house from the wood.
At least someone's getting pecker in this house.
At least someone's enjoying wood.
Hang on a second. I got to steal the ball from Ace to give it to Lemmy, just to be in a drop. Hey, what did I say?
Did someone do roll call for our beloved audience?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be more people here now, though.
All right, listen. Anyone in the chat listening right now, have mercy on me and take a second, leave a thumbs up, smash the damn like button on the video, because you know what? All I'm going to get is questions about why my career sucks and why I'm not married this week. So,
Hey, John.
Yes.
Why does your career suck?
Probably because I'm not married.
They are put together.
They really are.
Yep.
You know, a good wife stands behind his man, John. I'm telling you.
Wait, what? Good wife stand behind his
no.
what? Did John just come out? He came out. He finally. Who had October 19th? Who had October 19th? Congratulations. You get the Bonham pickups.
Right now, my mom just fell off her bed.
That sounds like she's spanking some labia right there, is what that sounds like.
I'm flecking the bean and polishing my pearl.
The little man in the boat is drowning.
I'm using that thing you sent me to massage my clit. You know, that Swiss lick? No, that's a Swiss pick. Swiss pick.
By the way, question in the chat, Magic Man. I have a USA GNL, and they are superior guitars to Fender in every way. Or at least they were. I don't know how they are now, but they were. I have mine's in somewhere in the 90s. It's a mid 90s.
Yeah, and Magic Man asked me if I carry any of those, and I don't.
You used to have.
I had one. I had a cool.
Yeah,
one.
you had a GNL. You had an import one, the GNL Tribute Series, and it was incredibly well made.
But I had that old vintage one from like 82 or whatever. That red one. Remember that?
No.
It came in wet.
By the
really
way,
quickly.
I'm marking it at 49 minutes that we started talking about guitars today.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good. We actually talked about guitars. We've talked about a little bit of 80s metal, not much.
Getting to
But
it.
somebody in the chat asked if I had any left-handed stuff, and that's why I held that little Lefty Gretsch up for a minute. So I didn't say anything about it, but
we never had a chance to really talk about that guitar. We didn't give Dane a chance to showcase a guitar that he won't sell you or ship you.
Yeah, the only thing Dane's going to show you with his left hand is how he uses it to feel like a stranger. So,
Uh,
Oh no, they're talking about penises again. So Dane, show us that guitar. Let's see what you got.
You want to see it? It's a left-handed grab.
Do I? A lefty? Oh my
Wow.
God! Yes.
wow.
Yes,
Thank you for that
yes!
unsolicited trip across the store to get that guitar.
Oh,
I thought you were going to take us over there.
No, he can't do anything. He doesn't have a mobile webcam. It's stuck to the top of his monitor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dane, remember, this Sunday, Mama Kuda's birthday. Send her something from Amazon.
You're playing it wrong, Dane. There you
Oh,
go.
No. Purple haze running through my brain.
You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again.
It's amazing how horrible you are if you try to play lefty.
Oh boy. Party down.
Wow, you're horrible both ways.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Yeah, how rudimentary.
Do you know
What?
smoke on the water?
So no.
Very nice. Very
Okay,
nice.
Yngwie, settle down.
You're playing it the backwards way. You want to do everything opposite. All the leads you want to do on the top.
This is Dick Dale version right here.
Deco?
How old are you?
How much is that?
By the way,
tonight?
just because you shake it doesn't make it vibrato. Just in case you're wondering. That's it. Knock the headstock right into the mic, into the camera lens. That'll be good.
I have a vibrato in my nightstand. That's what I got for my birthday last year.
$4.
What a smoking deal, man. Holy crap. Go on reverb. Try
But
to
it's a
find one of
lefty,
these
so it's
400.
useless.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's
Jimmy
broken,
died,
Dane.
so
It
who
was
who
built
can play it?
backwards. It was built
Yep.
backwards.
It's
in
Bizarro World.
Do we have any
Super.
lefties watching this tonight in the chat?
It's
If
in
you're
mint
a-
condition except for
Yeah.
that
If you're a
huge
lefty
ding in the back.
player- If you're a lefty player in the chat, speak up now. Janice is a lefty, but even she plays righty.
So do I. I'm left-handed, but I play righty.
There you go.
Mad Dog's a lefty.
Mad Dog's a lefty.
You play left-handed, Mad Dog?
Mad Dog, you interested in not buying that guitar?
To be fair, I did get this from Dane. So he also does have pretty kick-ass right-handed guitars.
Nice.
Oh man,
Yeah.
very
that
nice.
toy. Oh. I'll tell you what.
Dane does have good guitars in there. And he's got everything from
I got to send this to Jay.
What the heck?
What the fuck?
and he's gonna send it right back.
I'm gonna send it to Jay.
I hope you return leave a return label in the case, Dane.
What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8.
8.
Is that an 8-string, Dane?
Yes.
Oh, that's one of those angle.
Agile.
That's one of those agile guitars. Okay. How much
Bozique
tonight?
is also a lefty that plays right.
Yeah, Bozique, that's what my guitar teacher told me. He said two things. First thing he said was, you're holding it wrong. And the second thing he says is, I'm going to save you a lot of money moving forward. And that is because left-handed guitars are more expensive because they make fewer of them. And thirdly, all lefties should play right-handed because your dominant hand should be on the fingerboard because it makes it that much easier for you to find where you want to go with your hand.
Is that true?
5150
Yes.
also a lefty.
Well, then I should be a lefty.
You should be. That's it's that's the thing.
Jay's in the chat and saying he's already returned it. It's not even there. In his mind, he's already returned it. He's watched Dean playing it.
That's pre-return ejaculation.
And False Flag wants to know what tonight's flavor of Bang energy drink is. Well, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, of which I am the breast cancer advocate du jour, it is Delicious Strawberry Kiss in beautiful pink can right there. Delicious Strawberry Kiss Bang Energy Drink. Delicious Bang Energy Drink. Proud to let you know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so is Swiss Picks, the greatest gripping guitar pick out there with their pink edition. Pink, because October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you're not aware that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, then you need to know, and hear my words right now, that you or any woman you know needs a mammogram this month. Don't screw around, schedule it, because early detection leads to surviving breast cancer. So October, schedule your mammogram and spread awareness. Tell your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your great-grandmother, your sister, your cousin, your girlfriend, your friend with benefits, that homeless woman on the street. Tell every girl you know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month and to schedule your mammogram. There we go. And tonight's show and tell guitar to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month is pink. Of course it's pink, because we do that every October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The pink ribbon crossed over. That's why we wear pink. Spread the word.
So, on a personal note, my biopsy came back.
And yes, because it affects men as well.
Yes. No, my biopsy came back. It wasn't a breast cancer thing. And I don't have to get a colonoscopy for another 10 years.
Nice. Congrats.
There's your thumbnail.
But the bad news is, what did they say about your boobs, though?
Well, the scars are healing nicely. You can't see them.
There you go.
And look nice.
They look firm.
You finally had the implants taken back out.
I had them taken out. Well, you know what? I'm not going to prostitute myself for you. If Hollywood can't accept me for who I am, Ernest Borgnine's illegitimate love child, Johnny.
Paul looks the way he does because
there you go, Johnny.
For him, not for you, Dane. For him.
There you go, Johnny. That's nice. Gotcha.
So all the women for the rest of the month that come into my store, I can actually just come right out and say, hey, I'm really concerned about your boobs.
Wait a minute.
You should make them aware and say October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's why I, Dane Zimmerman, am wearing pink. You'll wear something pink this month, right, Dane?
Mike Neese asks if there are any pictures of the procedure. Yes, there are, but they're right here, and I won't show them. I mean, I can see them.
But
I'll show you a little bit of the bottom of it. I'll show you a little bit of the bottom, but that's it. You can't see the photographs. I promised Johnny I wouldn't do that.
You can win them in this year's Halloween costume contest. That is one of the prizes, is copies of Paul's prostate exam. No, I'm sorry.
Colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy exam. That is one of the prizes in this year's Great Johnny Beane Halloween costume contest, the second annual one on October 30th at Saturday Night Live. All of us will be there in costume. And if you send us your photos of you in costume, we're going to be giving out some fabulous prizes.
I don't know that they're fabulous.
They are fabulous because they're from our sponsors. That's right.
Like popcorn?
Like Delicious Colonel's Gourmet Popcorn. I'm sure other sponsors will step in as well. We will talk to them. And we have some great sponsors. We got Bonham Custom Pickups. We have Tessie Switch. We have FU-Tone. We have Swiss Picks. We have Zim's Guitars. We got all these wonderful sponsors that are coming in with prizes to give out, valuable prizes to give out for the best costumes out there. So get your thinking caps on, get your costumes ready, because this year anything goes. It's an open forum. Last year you had to dress up like one of the cast of the show. This year we're going for broke. Anything you dress up as, anything cool, and the best costumes win.
As long as you get dressed.
I'll tell you though, if Johnny Beane's not in a costume this year, I'm not coming on.
Everyone's in costume this year. We're all going to be
I'm
in
in
Johnny
costume.
Bean,
right now.
Johnny Bean's in costume all the time.
Yeah.
He's an Israeli terrorist. Didn't we already
Johnny's-
establish that earlier?
Johnny's like Batman.
And John
I'm
Biel,
always dressed
he's
up as
gotta get in a
myself every
costume.
day.
John Biel has to get in a costume.
Yeah,
Matt,
so
John
make
Biel
sure
has
to
to
mark
get
your
into
calendars.
This costume.
There you go.
Oh, no.
As Vince Neil.
Yeah.
By the
Speaking
way,
of Vince Neil,
We should take a moment to congratulate John Biel on his impending nuptials.
Oh, yeah.
He got himself engaged this past week. Good for him.
Wow.
huge congrats to the lucky couple, our beloved John Biel. Where's that John Biel signal, Johnny?
He'll be quitting
There
the
it
show
is.
on the air at some point.
With 28 minutes left.
The marriage will be on the show. We will
should
be
get
live
married
from
on the
John
show.
Biel's wedding. We'll be broadcasting live from John Biel's wedding.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
We tried
already,
that.
We've already been
wouldn't-
told. We've already been told we're not even allowed at John Biel's wedding.
Yeah, that was the condition of the marriage. It's like, will you be my wife forever? It depends. Will you separate from those stupid friends of yours? They're not coming to our wedding. Okay.
They all look like you, kind of.
There you go. John Biel's Saturday Night Live.
I love that we have the Van Halen kid.
Yeah. Well, he's on there more than I am on Saturdays. I'm only on for special occasions.
The Van Halen kid is great.
That kid is fucking awesome. Let's see. Bozique says, did you guys see the crazy TikTok commercial where a guy comes to a party as an ISIS member and he gets kicked out, but the host is dressed as a molester priest? There's a KKK guy and a Nazi too. That's our Halloween costume contest right there.
Man, they stole the idea.
The answer is no, I didn't, because it's a TikTok commercial and I'm over 11. I've never
I
seen
didn't see it
TikTok,
either.
not once.
I didn't
I've
see
never
it
seen.
either a minute.
I've never seen TikTok. That's me. All old. We found the Dreams and Guy stuff. Keith Campbell, like everyone else, he doesn't want to be associated with this show.
Did you find that guy?
Uh-oh.
You really found him?
Somebody did. Yeah, somebody did.
found him, and
He was non-receptive to the
No.
overtures.
actually, I might be able to get him on here.
Well, Johnny, this
So-
would be the coup of
Hang
the
on, I got a
century.
dog barking. I'll be right back.
This would be the coup of the century, mind you, if you
Mm-hmm.
could get that guy on. Absolutely.
I'll talk to my people.
Have his people talk to your people. Because certainly to get the most famous mullet in America. Nice.
Wow.
Nice. So yeah, great Johnny Bean Halloween costume contest to October 30th on Saturday Night Live. We're all going to be there. We're all going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some great prizes to give out, prizes to be announced, but we're going to have some great prizes. Get your thinking caps on. Come up with something really wild and cool. It's not just dressing up as the cast this year. It's anything goes. Craziest costumes, best costumes, most creative costumes. Let's see our audience come through for us. Sexiest costumes. We would love to see sexiest costumes. You bet. Guys, girls, we don't care. We want sexy. We want funny. We want creative. We want cool. We want to see you in costume and give you valuable prizes this coming Halloween costume contest on October 30th. We're going to be playing past midnight, so it's going to go right into Halloween. So there you go.
I have a feeling that sad Ace, he's not going to be that sad this year. That whole Alice Cooper tour is going really well for him.
He might be Vinnie Vincent this year.
He's getting a bunch of money.
Maybe
doing
he'll
good
be
this year.
maybe he'll be bitter Vinnie Vincent. Jay Hannon,
Yeah.
the great Jay Hannon of the band Gizmachi. What did he say? Jeannie Hannon the great Jeannie Hannon, the woman who married correctly, will be joining us again. Who will she be? What will she be? Who will she be? The mystery is killing me. Jeannie Hannon? Oh my God. What is she gonna be? Last year she was dressed as Johnny. What's she gonna be this year? Tune in to find out. What if she comes as Lady Godiva?
And actually, Dane, my costume for this year will be me
Okay.
dressed as Genie, dressed as me.
I dream of Jeannie dressed as you.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Oh my God, dude.
Uh-oh.
That's Jay's wife. Jesus, man. Have some dignity.
It's just a costume
Yeah. No,
that we
I
can
hear
all stare at.
you. Let's see.
Where's that?
You know, I
Kurt
have a gig
5150
on the 20. I'm sorry.
Kurt 5150 says John Biel will be getting married at a medieval castle. Medieval. Well done. On a steed.
Oh,
On a
no.
noble
My phone's
steed.
dead.
Galloping John Biel.
Go ahead and call me
Galloping
all you
John
want, guys. My
Biel.
phone is dead. Better know.
It's going to be awesome. Music Therapy Laz is dressing up as a vibrating pickle. I want to see that. Oh, so do I. I could use a vibrating pickle.
Laz, great to see you a couple days ago, man. Or yesterday,
Nice.
whenever that was.
Yeah, I'm going to send Jay an 8-string guitar on one
Really?
condition. Yeah, on one condition.
Oh,
He has
wait.
to have it in his lap for every Saturday night show for the whole year. He has to have that in his lap. He has to
Well,
at
the year
least
is
pick it
almost
up and
over.
have
Dave.
it in
We're
his
in
lap.
October.
Yeah,
You're
I
And then
talking
he
for
has
the
to
rest
say,
of this
I got
year?
this at Zim. Zim sent this, mailed this to me, and I did not ship it back. That's the
you're-
condition.
Every Saturday until
For a year.
22?
Every Saturday for a year. He has
this
to
year.
hold this 8-string and say, yeah, it's an Agile I got from Zim. I didn't ship this one back.
Dane, are you
he
saying
has to do.
for the rest of this year or for the period of 1 year?
For the period of 1 year.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
long
Jay can't
time.
do it. I don't know. What do you think, Jay? Can you hold on to a guitar, a free
If
guitar?
he doesn't do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, but you don't have the reputation of shipping things back. So
No, I don't.
What do you think, Jay? Can you do that for a year every Saturday? Can
every
you hold
Saturday,
that
he
guitar?
has to pick that guitar, put it in his lap, and say, yeah, I got this from Zim's, and I did not ship it back. I still have it.
But he has to hold it
Jay-
the entire show?
He's got to just pick it up, and yeah, he's just got to
Jason-
at least pick it up. It's getting
Pick it
easier.
up
says-
and show it.
It's getting
Jay
easier.
says, Dane, Jay replied, Dane, I want an 8-string guitar about as much as I want a 5-string guitar.
I
Dane
just have
plays
to know then.
Jay plays 7 strings though. He plays 7 string.
Take the low string off.
Yeah,
and it'll
take
be a
that low
7 string.
string off. That low string is like a
Bust a string, Dane.
62 or something.
Keith Campbell says if
Oh,
Dane
yeah.
ships like he eats a pizza, that guitar is gonna be destroyed. Jay's gonna open a box
I need
and
a
pour
pizza.
out the parts. He's gonna pour out the parts. Oh, what the fuck?
I
And
need a
Jay
pizza
says thank you. The great Jay Hannon of the
You need a
band.
pizza?
He's
Gizmodo
like,
says
no
thank you.
freaking way am I going to promote that guitar from your shop for a year. Ain't gonna happen.
I'll do it.
No, there you
Send it to me. I'll show it and I'll play it.
On every episode.
Every video I do from now on, I'll do that.
Every single video from now on. That's a lot.
Nice.
You know how many that is?
Well, I know. What other guitars do you have?
That's 3 or 4 times a week. You're gonna have
Send. Actually, no. I'm planning on videos daily now, every day.
Jay,
And
do you,
not just-
Johnny,
not
do you
just
play-
here.
Johnny,
Not
do you
just
play
here.
8-string? Do you play 8-string, Johnny?
I can. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a lower guitar. It's just
You
the
know,
same,
it's
but just
weird
lower.
because I'm going to say our generation, we're like, what do you do with those low strings? But I get 20-year-old kids that come in here and they grab that thing and they just start. They don't even think about that as a hurdle they have to jump over or anything. They just start.
Mhm.
And they just.
But
go for it.
they've also never seen a payphone.
Yeah,
Right.
they're just chugging. They're just chugging.
Right.
I don't know, man. Guys, did I mention that this Sunday is Mama Kuda's birthday? And if you want to send her anything, get her some Amazon credit and let me know. Message me on Facebook. Did I mention that? Mama Kuda's big birthday, her wonderful birthday, and she would love some gifts from some of the audience, especially penis wrinkle.
But you don't want to give your email out on here, right?
You can email me at johnmancuda@aol.com, or you can message me on Facebook.
All right.
At Jonathan Mancuda, Jonathan Mancuda, Mankuta, and drop me a message and let me know you got something for Mama Mancuda, some Amazon credit or something, and I will make sure that she picks out something cool, and I will forward a thank you on the air.
What's your email?
JONMANKUTA@AOL.com.
Wait, AOL isn't even around anymore.
Sure they are. It's me and the owner of AOL. We're the only two left on there. And John, remember, John is JON. Yeah, Bozique has an AOL account too. Yeah, everyone's like, AOL? They're still in AOL? Wait, are you still on MySpace, Mancuda?
I am.
I had a BlackBerry up till earlier this year. I was still using a BlackBerry too, and now I have the new iPhone. But
There, like that.
I'm very slow to advance. That's what a pizza to Zim's Guitars.
Under that,
John Mancuda.
we're like CNN.
At AOL. Yeah. At the scroll at the bottom. Yes, John Mancuda at AOL.com. Yes, that is it.
There we go.
Yes, for Mama Mancuda's birthday this year. Let's make it a good one. My beloved mother. Oh, if I were really beloved, you'd be married by now and give me grandchildren. Yeah, that's not going to happen, but I'll let my friends all have kids. I'll have girlfriends and Blue Rhino. That's about it. Speaking of disasters.
Halloween weekend's going to be a big weekend for me. It's okay. We've got the show Saturday. I have a gig at the Whiskey Go-Go on Friday night.
You're playing the Whiskey?
Yeah, I'm playing the Whiskey Friday, the 29th.
Oh, nice.
Power Man 5000 is the headliner.
And your band, what's your band's name?
Whiskey Dogs.
And they are opening for Power Man 5000?
Usually there's going to be 4 or 5 opening bands, right? So we're probably like the 8:45, 9:15 slot, somewhere in there.
Nice. So rather than get a blowjob in the parking lot early, people should go see your band inside.
That would be cool, man. That would be cool. And the guy in Power Man 5000, his brother, I believe his brother is Rob Zombie. So Rob actually hangs out with him sometimes. And so I think on a holiday weekend at the Whiskey Go-Go, it'd be super cool to be Rob Zombie, to meet him and see him walking around there.
That's cool. That's very cool. Good thing.
And then I have my grandson. So Sunday, when we actually have to go trick-or-treating, I'm going to walk the neighborhood with my grandson. So
Grandpa Zimmerman.
3 busy days right there. 3 busy days.
But the most important thing, of course, is the Great Johnny Beane Halloween costume contest on Saturday the 30th.
Yeah.
Because valuable prizes will be given. Right?
That's correct.
The big one, Dan, right? Yes.
Yeah. After a 6-hour drive home, but no, it's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna have some prizes from Zim's Guitars, I imagine, right?
Sure.
That's gonna be there. We'll have I'm sure others of our sponsors will step up as they have in previous years. And Dane will be dressed up like all of us. I have a few costume ideas I'm debating on. Johnny will, Paulie will. All of us will be dressed and present, including Jay Hannon's wife, Jeannie. We'll all be in the show. That'll be fun. Let's see. While we're waiting for Paulie to come back, and I don't know where Johnny went. I guess Johnny went to tuck in chickens. Let's see. Dean, what are your thoughts on what's going on with Skid Row with their early 2022 release of their new album with their brand new frontman ZP Thart from DragonForce? What are your thoughts on that, Dean? Did you know that?
I did not know that, but DragonForce is a huge kick-ass shreddy band.
Mm-hmm.
And so
great frontman.
Yeah, so that's going to bring a lot of, that's a huge fan base coming to them. So I'm going to say that's got to be a real winner for those guys to have somebody like that on lead vocals.
I'm going to keep a good open mind because I like DragonForce. I think that he's a great frontman. And again, I really love Sebastian Bach. I think he's, one of the best frontmen ever of the 80s. And I think he is the sound of Skid Row. With that said, I'm going to keep an open mind because they were interviewing Rachel Bolan the other day, and Rachel was saying he's really, really excited because these songs are far and above what they've written from their last two albums. And, he just admits they're better songs. And he's kind of inspired, and Rachel's one of the big writers. Rachel and Snake Sabo are inspired by having a new frontman, and a good one at that.
Especially somebody in a band that big. That band is way bigger than Skid Row ever was, in my opinion.
Oh no! But
you don't think so? DragonForce?
No, bigger than Skid Row ever was. Come on, Skid Row was a major '80s band. No kidding, no way. They were on major tours. They were opening for Aerosmith and doing big shows with Bon Jovi, and I mean they were
big, man. DragonForce is huge.
I like DragonForce, but I'm just saying that Skid Row with Sebastian Bach was pretty much as good as you can get on their end, and way bigger than DragonForce.
DragonForce to me is sort of a really fun version of sort of like Dream Theater, where there's a lot of riffs, and they're on motorcycles, and it's all animated, and some of those videos.
So there's nothing fun about Dream Theater?
Dream Theater is like being at guitar school.
I love Dream Theater. I don't know what you're talking about. DragonForce, Bozique brings up a good point. DragonForce in Japan was probably, I don't know if they were still as big as Skid Row was, especially during their peak. I don't think they could ever compare, but in Japan, they're definitely a very big band, no question. And again, Japan, we've said this on the show before. Japan is so big on the heavy metal market. Japan's very, very good for the metal market. I mean, that's just a fact. They still have, guitar playing bands out there. They still have heavy metal bands playing and touring out there. We don't have the same love of heavy metal in America the way that they do in Japan to this day. I mean, the 80s never really stopped for them. I mean, it's a really good scene out there. They have blocks and blocks of guitar stores in areas that we don't have in the United States. So, I could see where DragonForce is still big there. But for that matter, Skid Row is still big out there as well.
I'm pretty sure if you guys, after the show, if you go on YouTube, put in DragonForce and look at some of the views, some of those DragonForce videos have gotten, they're into the tens of millions of views.
Tens of millions?
I'm sure if you put up, I'm sure if you go on YouTube and look up Skid Row's 18 in Life and Youth Gone Wild, I'm sure there will also be millions and millions of views on those too.
Right.
What do you think, Paul? So we're talking about the new Skid Row album that they're working on has DragonForce's former frontman, ZP Thart.
Zeep Thart.
Is it Thart or Thart?
Yeah, and it's Zeep.
Zeep. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just pronouncing it ZP.
That's right.
Zeep Thart. Okay. Great frontman, right? Great frontman.
Yeah.
DragonForce is not as big as Skid Row was during their peak. Nowhere near it.
Nope.
But yeah, in Japan, they're popular. and so is Skid Row for that matter. But they're very excited they're inspired to come out with the new album with him, with Zeep.
Yeah, like Zeep. Zeep.
Got it. They're very inspired to come out with new music in early 22 with him.
So what's the question?
No, the question is, do you think that in Japan, DragonForce reached the level of bigness that Skid Row ever did?
No. That said, I would say right now DragonForce is probably more popular than Skid Row. And DragonForce, I saw DragonForce in Minneapolis. This was a few years ago at a thing called a conclave, which is a radio convention they do once a year in the Midwest. And I was with a friend of mine from Sirius XM named Lou Brutus. Lou and I go back 30 something years, good friend. We were upstairs at this club in Minneapolis. I don't know, it's like a 2-level club. And we were upstairs in the balcony area with Jim Root from Slipknot and Christina Scabia from Lacuna Coil. They were dating at the time. I don't know if they're still together, but it was the 4 of us up there watching DragonForce, and it was amazing. Zeep was still with the band at the time, and it was amazing because they have a guitar player, and Herman Lee is a phenomenal guitar player, and they're doing this thing. So you've got this, you've got Zeep out there doing this thing, and he's got the long hair. He looks a little bit like Karabi back in the day. And he's doing his thing, and they're playing twin guitar leads. And I'm watching these 20-something-year-old kids who are significantly younger than we are, watching these 20-something-year-old kids staring at DragonForce and these twin guitar harmonized leads like they'd never seen Savatage or Queensryche or Iron Maiden or Thin Lizzy or Judas Priest. Like it was the first time these kids were witnessing twin guitar leads. So there's a certain, they don't know who Racer X is. We mentioned Racer X and they go, I don't know what that is.
But who played guitar in that?
But to them, Bruce Boulay.
The other one.
But there's something to do, but DragonForce does have an audience. Is it as big as Skid Row's today? In Japan, yes.
Bigger.
Today in Japan, they do.
Yeah.
Probably bigger. But worldwide, here's the thing. Skid Row hasn't been famous since Sebastian left the band. Yeah, since Sebastian left the band. If you said to me Sebastian Bach was back together with Skid Row and they were putting out an album, I would care. And here's the thing. I like the Skid Row guys. Rachel is a super dude. And Dave is one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. And their drummer, Rob Hammersmith, who's not the original drummer, but is a great drummer. They're the nicest guys in the world. They really are. But without Sebastian Bach, Skid Row is an afterthought. And DragonForce is a never was. DragonForce is a shredder band that has never had any real mainstream appeal in the United States of America. So it's kind of a wash. I would say that DragonForce in Japan is a bigger band than Skid Row is today.
Interesting.
Today, with Zeep on lead vocalists I don't think anybody even knows that Zeep is in Skid Row, to be honest.
Well,
with you.
again, that's the whole thing is they're about to do for early 22 this new album. Rachel and Dave wrote all these great songs.
Yep.
And they're inspired by a new frontman, which I could say, and he's a good frontman.
They're finally going to appeal to a young generation now.
Well, that's difficult to do when your guitar players are in their late 50s. I mean, it's tough to appeal to a younger generation.
Yeah, I think they're going to appeal to the same generation they always have, but I think having some new blood in there is a good thing. I really do. I mean, I think having Sebastian would be better.
I think Skid Row is a band that sort of got they're a lot like Cinderella in the way that they got sort of lumped in with a certain style of music that isn't really representative of who they are. Obviously, Sebastian being almost as good looking as Mitch Malloy. Little callback to Saturday, everybody. Sebastian being a powerful frontman with an amazing voice, one of the best voices of his era, of any era, to be honest with you. He's got a great voice. Super charismatic frontman, but a little too pretty. And I think that hurt Skid Row in that situation. I think that it was both a benefit because, let's face it, a lot like Tesla, the big Skid Row songs are the ballads. A lot like Extreme, the big Extreme songs are the ballads. The same thing with Skid Row. It's 18 in Life, I Remember You. Those are the big ones. And Wasted Time. Those are the big ones. We love Youth
Gone Wild. Youth Gone Wild.
Not as big as I Remember You and 18 in Life.
Not
we love
you. 18 in Life. I'm just saying, Youth Gone Wild was their big breakout song.
We love that. We love that. The masses love I Remember You and 18 in Life. That's a fact. Whether we like it or not.
Is the biggest one.
Those are the big songs. Those are the big songs that are on Top 40 radio when they do their flashback weekends. They're everywhere. Those are the two big songs for Skid Row. As much as we like Monkey Business and Slave to the Grind and all that stuff, you know.
Are they classic rock now?
Yes.
Skid Row. So do you play Skid Row every day?
Yes, we do. We play 18 in Life.
I remember you.
I remember you.
That's a good job to have.
Just about every day.
And Supertramp.
Good job to have.
And Supertramp. Yeah. John, Johnny, these are bands that are enduring, that last forever, that are not here today, gone later today. That's the whole point of classic rock. It's not an age thing. It's the best. It's something that people still love. It's the weirdest thing to see young people embrace bands like Creedence or Fleetwood Mac. It's so strange to go to a Fleetwood Mac show when we have to work it, because I wouldn't pay to see Fleetwood Mac if you paid me. But it's just not my jam. People love it. I get why they love it. And Peter Green was a great guitar player. He wasn't in Fleetwood Mac when they were successful. Great example.
Peter Griffin.
Bird is a word. It was a bird.
You've got it. 18 in life, you know.
The interesting thing about that is, as we all sit there, when people talk about Fleetwood Mac, Peter Green, right? Everybody likes to mention Peter Green as a great guitar player, and Greenie is one of the most famous Les Pauls on the face of the earth. Fleetwood Mac never wrote a hit with Peter Green. Black Magic Woman is a Fleetwood Mac song, but Santana made it a hit. Green Manalishi is a Fleetwood Mac song, but Judas Priest made it popular. Not a hit, but made it popular. When Lindsey Buckingham joined Fleetwood Mac, they became a viable commercial entity. My point being, the lineup that people know is the lineup they want. And that happened with our favorite band, Van Halen. That happened with Judas Priest. That happened with Iron Maiden. It is the lineup people know is the lineup they want. So Zeep Theart being in Skid Row is kind of a, Fleetwood Mac.
I mean, we've talked about this. We want to have Sebastian Bach back in, but with that said, and Jay made a really good point in the chat. DragonForce's popularity is a lot driven by that song that's in what game is it? Grand Theft Auto or Guitar Hero? Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
know that. That's a really good point.
Bozique is pointing out, you mean when Stevie Nicks joined Fleetwood Mac, they joined at the same time. It was Buckingham Nicks were a group together. They were a duo, and they joined Fleetwood Mac.
They joined and they destroyed the band together.
And they all destroyed the band together because it's the most incestuous band in the history of music.
Who was the other guitarist before Lindsey? After Peter Green, they had another guy.
Bob Welch.
Bob Welch, that guy was good. I like
Bob Welch. Yeah. Ebony Eyes, Sentimental Lady. Yeah, Bob Welch. Again, Fleetwood Mac is arguably the greatest of those corporate FM rock bands. You had Fleetwood Mac, Steely Dan. There's just a group of those bands that just wrote this specific style of 70s rock. And Fleetwood Mac is certainly Dreams, and everything off of Rumors is kind of like Van Halen 1. It's kind of like Sgt. Pepper.
I had that album growing up.
Eagles' greatest hits.
It's one of those. Bozique, the point is, everybody does give a fuck about Lindsey. Lindsey Buckingham is the reason Fleetwood Mac wrote hit songs. There's as much as I mean, it's not 80s metal, but the reality is there was Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green, never wrote a hit song. The blues guys like him. The guitar heads liked him. The population didn't know who the hell they were.
I don't know who he is. But Lindsey Buckingham, I know exactly who he is, and he's awesome.
Bob Welch. Lindsey Buckingham was one of the greatest finger pickers in the history of guitar. He's a phenomenal guitar player and an even better songwriter.
And his guitars are built here in Santa Cruz. Actually.
So Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham joined Fleetwood Mac, and they start releasing hit album after hit album after hit album. Lindsey Buckingham leaves Fleetwood Mac. Lindsey Buckingham comes back together with Fleetwood Mac. Hit album. They just did a tour like 2 years ago, and it was selling out and selling out and selling out. And then all of a sudden, Lindsey Buckingham's not in the band. They get Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers, who's a great guitar player himself.
I remember that.
And what's his name from Squeeze? 2 guitar players to replace Lindsey Buckingham, and they still can't sell a ticket.
Or the guy from Crowded House.
Same thing.
Was that it?
Squeeze and yeah. Those guys. Lindsey is a great guitar player, and in Fleetwood Mac made them a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band. I don't believe Fleetwood Mac is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame without Lindsey Buckingham.
Flimsy Mac.
Flimsy Mac.
Yeah. Big Mac, they used to call him.
And Peter Green.
He was a cop in McDonald Land.
Peter Green, the legend of Peter Green, Bozique, exceeds the reality of Peter Green. He's a name drop. He's like Gary Moore. We like him, but he was never a big name until he was gone.
And his guitar became very popular.
His guitar is more famous than he is.
Yeah, he's got a 1959. It started to turn green, and people are just freaking out. It's had millions of hits.
Yeah, that's that whole deal. When your guitar is more legendary than you are, I mean, most people can't. Most people can't. Oh, but I have a crush on Stevie Nicks. Well, it's a good point. She was pretty hot for a long time.
Keith Campbell's the opposite. He met Stevie Nicks in the Phoenix airport and says, "What a C word." So I guess it's hit or miss.
Well, I didn't say she was a nice person, but in the 70s, it was Stevie. Pretty. In the 70s, it was Stevie Nicks, Linda Ronstadt, Carly Simon, and the Hart sisters, the Wilson sisters and Hart. Those were the most beautiful women in music at the time. You know, They were pretty kick-ass.
Thank you, Music Therapy.
And yes, they're absolutely a different band with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and they're a legendary band with Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. They're a good band without them. And Becca Bramlett sang for them for a while. She was good. Christine McVie is actually a fairly good singer and songwriter. But without Lindsey Buckingham, Fleetwood Mac is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And in Iron Maiden, you know, they had Paul Di'Anno in the beginning, and it's a cool version of Iron Maiden. But then Dickinson came in and changed the game. And when Dickinson left and they brought in Blaze Bayley, they don't even acknowledge the Blaze Bayley era. Unlike Judas Priest, who at least say, you know, Tim Owens was in the band. The guys in Maiden are just like, I know those years they didn't even count. They don't.
Ripper Owens says it more than the rest of Priest, but
Ripper Owens is the Sammy Hagar of metal. Is every time they put a microphone in front of him. You know, I used to be in Judas Priest.
Sammy
as opposed to Mitch Malloy, who was never in Van Halen.
Yeah, I was talking. I guess you guys talked about that on Saturday because I've been talking about that a few times over. Yeah, Mitch Malloy wasn't in Van Halen, but boy, does he love that audition.
He loves.
Guys,
yeah,
give me a little recap on the Mitch Malloy Van Halen tribute thing. What happened recently? Catch me up on that because I missed out on it.
He basically gave a tribute singing Van Halen songs, and you know what it boils down to is he auditioned for Van Halen. He didn't get the gig. He was never in Van Halen, but he's kind of playing it like he was the singer that got hired almost, and he wasn't. Gary Sharon was, which you know,
and the guitar
to ignore
Pete Dorn, right? Pete Dorn.
And thank you, Steve Barton.
Christ, look at this. Thank you.
He went out and played some shows with him just recently as a tribute to Van Halen.
The thing with
just
the Mitch
made for a year of the show. Thank you, Steve Barton.
The thing with Mitch Malloy is he's using the Van Halen name to gain commercial profit, popularity. And that's what I have a problem with. You want to do a tribute band? When you want to do a tribute band, do a tribute band. Don't call it the Mitch Malloy experience. In fact,
how's that different than all these writers?
because
that
he's using
spend
Van
time with
Halen.
Van Halen and write a book.
Because he's
How's that
writing a
different?
book on Van Halen is not trying to be Van Halen. They're not saying, these guys are saying, I wrote a book about Van Halen. Okay, you wrote a book about Van Halen. Mitch Malloy is saying, I was in Van Halen. There's a difference. You don't own, he's trying to take ownership of something that isn't his.
Does he say that on stage? Like in between songs?
Well, I mean, he tells the story of his audition on stage. He tells a story, you know, in between songs. You know, I remember when I met Eddie Van Halen and he told me I was in the band. You know, I remember when I sang with Tesla. I guess I was in the band. You know what I mean? I remember
that time I jumped on stage to sing with Poison. I was technically that night in Poison.
Yes.
I sang. I have sung with Tesla. I have sung with Anthrax. I've been on stage with Jackal. I guess I was in all those bands too. I've been on stage with Black Label Society. I guess I'm in Black Label Society too. Just because, and by the way, I was actually on stage in public with those bands. Mitch Malloy was never on stage with Van Halen anywhere. I have more credibility when it comes to trying to attach myself to a band than Mitch Malloy did. No, I'm not saying that to shit on the guy. I mean, the reality is,
saying, Paulie, go for Van Halen. I mean, at least use Van Halen. Use a good band.
I tried. I wish I were in Van Halen, but my friend got the job.
Well, you were.
That's
just
the
as
other
much
part.
as Mitch was. So, you know,
yes,
Dane was in Van Halen as much as Mitch was.
I sang background vocals twice with Carlos Cavazo was over.
So you were in Quiet Riot, apparently.
I was.
Yeah.
Listen, on karaoke night, I have absolutely done Sammy Hagar and Van Halen songs.
You were in Van Halen.
Mitch. That's
you perform Van Halen songs in public. I guess it was the John Mancuda Van Halen experience. That's the point. The point is you can do a tribute all you want. Don't appropriate the band. And we, for those that listened in Phoenix this morning, we spoke with Jason Bonham. He's playing tonight in town. And it was very cool. I'll put the audio up on my webpage and then we'll put it up on our radio station page. About a 10-minute conversation with Jason Bonham. And during the conversation, that's not a name drop. It's just, this is an example of the Van Halen. Jason Bonham is obviously John Bonham's son. And he's not in Led Zeppelin. Even though he's played with Led Zeppelin, he's not in Led Zeppelin. He's played with Led Zeppelin at least 3 times. He's not in Led Zeppelin. He gets it. He understands it. And during the interview, we were talking about, I asked him the question, is there a Led Zeppelin? Is there a Led Zeppelin, entity that if you're doing, because he's doing this thing called the Jason Bonham Led Zeppelin Evening. He had to license the name from Jimmy Page and the corporation. He's paying to use the name because that's what you do when you appropriate a business. You pay them. Mitch Malloy's not doing that. I'm certain he's not authorized to use the Van Halen name. And so Jason said during the interview, he said, yes, if my phone rings, I have specific ringtones for the 3 guys in Led Zeppelin. Take a guess as to what they are. So we played the game, and he literally has songs, Led Zeppelin songs, that are specific ringtones.
Kashmir?
No. The beginning of Black Dog is John Paul Jones. Rock and Roll is Robert Plant, and Whole Lotta Love is Jimmy Page. But the way Jason Bonham explained it was, when I hear the beginning of Rock and Roll, I know it's Mr. Plant. When I hear the beginning of Whole Lotta Love, it's Mr. Page. And when I hear the beginning of Black Dog, that's Mr. Jones. He refers to them as Mr. He is so understanding of his place in the history of Led Zeppelin that he doesn't even... These guys are his uncles, for Christ's sake. He grew up around them, but they're still Mr. There's still a level of separation and respect that's paid for a guy who played in the fucking band in front of, 60,000 people in London, and who's on a DVD that has sold millions. He was the last drummer in Led Zeppelin, and yet he's not in Led Zeppelin. And
it's
so,
like if someone jams with Paul McCartney, are they suddenly a fucking Beatle?
Are they a Beatle suddenly? That's the point.
Does Yoko Ono, having sang with John Lennon, does that make her a Beatle now?
But the point is,
produced the White Album.
the point is, at least those guys, at least Dane, at least you with Cece, at least you were on stage in front of a crowd. Somebody can say, I was at a Tesla show. I was at a Poison show. I was at a show with Carlos Cavazzo, and I saw this guy on stage play with him. He sucked. I don't give a shit if I sucked or not. I was there. I was on stage, and there's a fucking proof of it. There's no proof of Mitch Malloy ever having been in Van Halen except for Mitch Malloy. And that's where I just call bullshit on the story. And I really hate the fact that he hasn't been handed a cease and desist letter from the organization for using the name. He will be, I imagine. It's coming.
Well, I'm sure people are watching right now in the organization, thinking about it. Real quick,
Maybe.
Steve Barton, who donated $100 to Johnny's channel. Because look at that guitar more. Look at that.
I'll be right back.
Blood in the water red. Says my girl Katie, who Johnny has met, will be playing with the Eagles this weekend at Chase Center.
Wait, wrong one. He said a couple things.
Oh,
I'm like, what?
oh no. His girl has a band. Will be playing with the Eagles this weekend.
She does.
Oh, she's principal viola. She's in the orchestra.
Anytime bands come through and they need an orchestra, they need strings. A lot of times she
How
sits
cool
in
is
them
that?
and plays.
I bet it's for the song
That's very
Desperado.
cool.
What Eagles tune has a string section? I'm going to
Jump
say Desperado, right?
I don't know. Jumbia.
John Biel. Who are the
I don't
Eagles?
think Desperado does,
Desperado.
Hotel California, maybe?
No.
No? Again, it depends.
I've
if
never
they play
heard a string
variation
section
of
on
it.
anything Eagles.
Well, I'm just saying I have a feeling they're going to play a variation of songs or something if they literally have that. I mean, I don't know of any Eagles. I'm not a big Eagles fan per se. Talking guitars and Eagles metal. Hellstorm, who loves jumping the gun. We will talk about Queensryche. We will be talking about Queensryche today. Jay brings up that, let's see, Randy Rhodes in Quiet Riot. Yeah, you heard that, huh? It wasn't good, man. Randy wasn't Randy when he was in Quiet Riot. It was a very different Randy Rhodes. By the time he got to Ozzy, that's when Randy really started coming alive. But yeah, no, he wasn't doing great stuff in Quiet Riot. It was just very average, I think. Let's see. Just looking through the chat.
Don Henley solo stuff. Had strings, I guess.
Let's see.
She'll play Desperado. That's what Steve.
Desperado.
That's awesome, Steve.
That's very cool, man.
Good for him. Me being a father,
like
if I saw
Cajun
my
Plant.
daughter on stage with the Eagles, man, I would just be breaking down in emotional, just I can't believe this, right?
I'd be like, you
so
fuck
cool.
one of those guys. You get in there. You get in there. You fuck them. You fuck somebody in that band and you get pregnant right away. You need that Eagles money. You get in there. You marry one of those guys. Get in there. No, not the bouncer. One of the players. Yeah.
Not the
That
bass
guy.
player. Not the bass player.
No, not the bass player. He's not worth anything. No,
Who's in
come
the
on.
Eagles?
Timothy B. Schmidt is on
Most of the
bass.
original members are gone now, right?
Timothy B. Schmidt. He's the
Schmidt.
original. He's one of the originals.
He's the bass
Listen,
player.
anyone who gets a chunk of that album, of that greatest hits album and royalties, you want to have your daughter with. You pawn your daughter off on an Eagle or a Beatle.
You know, it's
You
the
know?
Randy Meisner songs that have the strings. It's that one, Take It to the Limit, big string section.
All I know is if the residual checks are coming to the house, you make those introductions. Honey, here's your bottle of champagne. Walk it over to Joe Walsh. You get it over there.
Oh, Joe Walsh.
Anyway,
he was in the Eagles?
Joe Walsh was in the Eagles for one point. Yeah, he came in a little later.
He still
He
is.
he was in there.
He's
Is he
in
still
there.
there?
Yeah. The only guys they
listen.
don't have right now is Don Felder.
Or Don Henley?
And
Don
Glenn-
Felder.
Glenn-
No,
Glenn
that's the
Fry.
drummer. He's still there.
Don
Was it
Henley.
Henley? Was
Don Henley is the only original member left.
Yeah.
Don Henley's
What
the only
about Joe
original member.
Walsh?
Out of the first four.
Joe Walsh was
Walsh
added
alive?
later. Yeah,
He was added later, but is he still
Right.
in there? I think he's still
yeah.
in there, right?
Joe Walsh is
Well,
still in the band.
Hometown California
Yeah,
was
okay,
like
okay.
76 or something. So he's been there since 76.
Yeah, Joe Walsh replaced Bernie Leadon or Ledden.
Lidden.
Yeah, who's basically a banjo
That's
player.
been good to me so far.
Yeah, the only original member of the Eagles is Don Henley.
Yeah, so send your daughter to Henley. Bottle of champagne and a box of condoms. Go to Don Henley, honey. Go to Don Henley. Wear more makeup today than ever before, honey. You go right to Don Henley.
Mitch Malloy is in the
Hi.
Eagles.
Yeah, Mitch is in the Eagles.
Yeah, Mitch Malloy was in the Eagles. Thank you, Mike Neese. Kai Matthews wants to know what's going on with Mama Mancuda. Well, she's dealing with some health issues, but we're going to make this birthday amazing for her. If you want to send me anything for her on Amazon credit, right down below, there is my email. Get Amazon gift cards from Mama Mancuda. Something special for this birthday this Sunday. I'm here visiting right now. And again, shout out to my buddy Carlos for house sitting. Thank you, brother.
Carlos.
Okay, let's
Now,
shift gears.
Mitch Malloy also does the Great White stuff, though.
Yes,
too.
he's in Great White.
Which is now the frontman
Okay.
of Great White. Yes, that's
Yes,
what he's doing.
and by the way, he's great as the frontman of Great White. He's a great singer. Hasn't written a song that anybody
Is
knows.
he allowed to say he's in Great White?
Never ages somehow. He's incredible that way.
Yep, no, he's one of those guys that he's a replacement singer singing replacement songs, and there's good money in that. That's a nice way to make money. No, it's true. It's a nice way to make money. Good for him.
Sure.
I don't deny the guy his success. I just don't acknowledge his fake success, his lie. That's all.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Yngwie Malmsteen, no,
Fake success.
no.
Speaking of a guy who loves himself. Look, Yngwie should be bigger. Yngwie should be a bigger star than he is, but Yngwie is his own worst enemy.
Yeah, no, he's also his own biggest fan.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about Yngwie Malmsteen. Let's talk about Vince Neil, who we wish well. We wish him a speedy recovery. Vince was on a stage this week. For those that don't know, Vince was doing his own band recently, and Vince
Singing every fourth word.
was singing every fourth word, and he went up to the edge of the audience, and suddenly you just saw all the bad singing stop at once. The bad news was he just fell off the stage.
Yeah, he was in the middle of the song, "Girl, Don't Go Away Mad," and then he fell
And
right
Vince
over.
just went away.
Just fall off the stage?
Yeah, it was like
Just fall off the stage.
Here was the stage,
Vince,
and here was Vince. Yeah, don't go away, mad. That was it. The bad singing stopped. The good news is Vince was not singing bad anymore. The bad news is Vince was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, the
he
good
broke
news
a
is the
couple of
band.
ribs.
The good news is the band finished the show without him.
Right.
Yeah. The good news is,
I mean, his
it
bass
sounded
player,
better.
Dana Strum, is a great bass player, a great
Dana's a
entertainer,
phenomenal
from
bass player.
Slaughter,
Dana Strum.
They
of
didn't bring in Mitch
Slaughter.
Malloy?
great guy.
Yeah, Mitch Malloy was in the crowd. He's like, "I've got this thing."
Mitch jumped up on stage and said, "Vince, don't worry, I got this." Now Vince
Here's
was
the thing.
Mitch was in Motley Crue.
There's an interesting thing. Dana Strum is a guy who's a linchpin for a lot of rock and roll history. Dana's the guy that hooked Ozzy Osbourne up with Randy Rhodes. Dana is also Vince's like personal assistant. He's his business manager and handles Vince's affairs when he's away from Motley Crue. He obviously is the brainchild behind the band Slaughter. And is the touring bass player for Vince Neil's band. Dana is one of those guys that is a quietly successful music mogul. He's one of those guys like Jesse Dupree from Jackal, has his hands in a lot of different things, and is doing just fine. Dana's never been a big star, but he's a big enough star, if you know what I mean. He's just he's reliable, and he, when you see him, you know who he is.
He's dealt with Vinnie Vincent.
Yep. No, he's
invasion.
It's pretty amazing the amount of things that Dana Strum has been able to accomplish in the music business. Very, very worthy of respect. Just one of those guys.
And he's a great bass player.
It's possible being the Las Vegas guy instead of like the LA or New York guy. Maybe that's why he kind of flies under the radar a little bit.
Maybe. By the way, just in a preview, because this is the second time Jay Hannon has mentioned it. You know, my opinion is well stated on Randy Rhodes, pre-Ozzy Osbourne. And I guess Jay experienced Quiet Riot's first two albums with Randy Rhodes and says he can't wait until this Saturday night.
Yeah, it's not a good album.
There's a reason why CBS Records still hasn't released those albums in the United States. There's a good reason.
They don't want to ruin Randy's reputation.
There's a good reason. It's a good reason.
Good stuff.
But there's YouTube videos out, you know, and you know, they were kind of going for like a Slade type of sound, but wasn't quite there.
Well,
they were trying to find their footing. They were trying to find their footing.
You're talking about the late 70s. Nobody really, you know, the big stuff that was going on the radio from a rock standpoint was, again, it's Boston's second album. You know, Springsteen is starting to find his way. A lot of the stuff is
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac, a variety of people. And bands like Quiet Riot and Van Halen and the Michael Schenker group and Thin Lizzy and all these sort of hard rock bands were sort of drifting, you know, in a place where they had no direction. Clubs didn't want them. Radio stations weren't playing them. So it was difficult for Quiet Riot to find their thing, whatever that was. But their first two albums are absolute garbage.
Yeah, look, Randy was trying to find his footing, you know, and he just didn't do it until he hit Ozzy.
Record companies were trying to get these bands to play cover tunes back in that day. That's how we had Diamonds.
They're still doing it.
Well, you have to play cover tunes, otherwise they're not going to listen to your originals usually. You know, you got to mix them in there.
Yes, Walter Egan, Mike Neese, Walter Egan, ELO, Nick Gilder.
I love Nick Gilder,
Andrew Gold, like all these really weird, like flaccid, all the music that came out, all the rock music that came out in that mid-70s period is what gave rise to the new wave of British heavy metal, punk rock, and hip hop, because it was so safe and corporate. Styx, Boston, Kansas. It was all this stuff that was just sort of, and Steely Dan, you know, now we look back and we go, Jesus, those guys could play. You know what I mean? You go those bands, you listen to those guitar solos on the Steely Dan records, you listen to Lindsey Buckingham, you go, Jesus, those guys could play. But there was no image back then. Back then, it was all very safe. Don Kirshner's rock concert, you know, you didn't even say ass on television. You know,
I still don't say it.
So rock bands were having a hard time finding their place.
And yeah, E-flat 916, there is a show and tell guitar today because I got them everywhere. They're all over the fucking place. I have over 300 guitars. They got to go somewhere, so I send them everywhere. Wherever I am, there's fucking guitars with me.
Hey. Hi, Ellie.
So do you have a clue on the guitar of the night tonight?
Yeah, it's pink.
Nice.
Ooh.
Got it.
Yes, it's definitely pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. There you go. So we will be having a show and tell guitar later tonight. But look, we want to wish Vince Neil well. Coming full circle. No, don't go away, Matt. Just go away was the song.
No, he's just annoying me right now. He won't leave me alone.
Much like Vince on stage.
Well, he knows it's time for me to go, so he wants to play. Go ahead.
Cracking your ribs like Vince did as a singer, that's serious, man, because you need these.
He's using a breathing technique. And this is
if you're singing and you have pain, in your ribs. You know, you can't even breathe right.
Steve Barton keeps sending the same message 100 times over. Why? Yeah, no, I mean we're wishing Vince well, but yeah, that is one way to get him to stop singing bad. We didn't anticipate that, but look, we wish him well. And on a non-related coincidence, Tommy Lee had a fall in his pool the other day on the edge of his
Tommy
pool.
Lee and pools don't have a good history together.
Well, they do when Pam Anderson was in them. Yeah, so Tommy actually took a spill into his pool, but he was okay. He just got bruised up a little bit. But Vince literally broke a couple of ribs, was sent to the hospital, and he's at home recovering, which is going to take some time. It's a lot harder though when you're Vince because you're breathing. I mean that's the thing when you're a vocalist, especially.
Wait. It's even hard. But it's also harder for Vince when you're breathing heavily.
Wait, he's a vocalist?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When you're a vocalist like Vince,
he's an out of shape vocalist.
He's singing.
He's an out of shape vocalist. He's not even singing. He's shouting.
Yeah, that's going to be hard. That's going to be.
So, how do you think this is going to affect the big summer stadium tour of next year?
That's never going to happen. That tour is never.
That's what I was thinking. Was this a way for him to get out of that completely?
That tour is never going to happen.
I could think of better ways to get out of it. Just say I'm feeling sick. You know?
Yeah, he
didn't.
But see, at least there's proof.
He didn't do that on purpose. I could guarantee you he didn't jump off stage or something. Watch the video. The guy fell through a fucking hole in the stage. The arena didn't set it up right. There was a riser that was against the stage with this much space, and Vince just fell into the space, just right through. And that was it. And he broke a couple of ribs. So now he's home recovering. We wish him well. It sucks though because it's like, could anything more freaking happen to Motley Crue?
Go lay down.
Mm-hmm. Well, their name is Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Down.
And then let's see. Vince not a singer. Vince. Okay, so there you go. So both Vince and Tommy are falling.
Was he playing a comedy club?
I know, right? Whoa! Banana peel. Whoa!
They missed him with the cane and they got him with the trap door.
Ejector seat is next. Paulie, do you remember the video for Heavy Metal Parking Lot? Of course you do.
Yes, of course I do.
So this is great. Heavy Metal Parking Lot. For those that haven't watched this is a 16-minute classic video documentary made in 1986 that basically caught a little slice of heavy metal fan life in the parking lot with groupies and fans all hanging out before a Judas Priest concert in 1986. And it's the 35th anniversary of that documentary. So to celebrate that, they're releasing a shitload of merch and a video release with extra documentary footage of Where Are They Now and extra interviews with the people today that were featured in that video. Yeah, who are they now? Where are they now? And Johnny, you can look that up. The website is hmpl35.com.
I get
stands for Heavy Metal Parking Lot 35.com.
Actually, there is a heavymetalparkinglot.com.
There you go. So
woof.
That even looks like the Coliseum in Phoenix right there.
Johnny, is that the hmpl35.com? That is, right?
No. Well, they could both go to the same place.
Go lay down.
Well, I want to make sure you're getting all the merch because I want to look through the merch.
Oh, yeah. There's a link.
Guys, I got to go.
There's a merch.
Okay.
Bye.
Good night, Paulie. Great Neanderthal, everybody.
Oh, wait.
Leave a big thumbs up for the Great Neanderthal, please, on the video. Smash that like button. So, Johnny, the website, hmpl35.com.
Yeah.
I want to see what they came up with as merch. And
I went there, but the page pops out and stream it doesn't share it. There it is.
Let's see what we got.
Does it have locations of these parking lots? I mean, where were they?
They were
what
in an
cities were they in?
arena. They were at an arena. I forget
Okay.
which one, but it says in the video where they were. So there you go. This is a mug. Basically, what they do, they're spotlighting all the players that were in that video, which I think was very cool. Hell yeah. Heavy metal rules. And what does it say? And all that punk sucks. So there's a lot of quotes and stuff from the movie. I guess you could get them as stickers, mugs. Madonna can go to hell.
As far as I'm concerned.
Zoom out. Do you guys in the chat remember watching this? Do you remember Heavy Metal Parking Lot? Because this is a classic. They're basically all Judas Priest fans before the concert.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen clips of it.
Concert. It's awesome. It's like literally capturing life, what it was like in the 80s for like 16 minutes. You know, everyone's either stoned or drinking beer or wearing something sexy.
Right. You try to get high before you went in there.
Scene. They talk about the music scene, how great Judas Priest is. You see the outfits they're all wearing. Zoom in on the shirt, Johnny. Let's see that shirt.
Yeah, everybody would try to get as high and as drunk as possible before you actually went inside. Because back in those days, security, the police would walk around. You'd get arrested for hanging out in the parking lot with a beer. Or they would at least, at best, just take all your beer.
They would at least confiscate it.
Yeah, so it was a little challenging to be able to take a couple of joints or whatever, and
Yeah, I mean the thing was a total time capsule. Sharon says it the best. A total time capsule of what it was like being at a concert in 1986. You know, you would go to the concert with all your friends. You'd pile into a car. You'd play. If you're going to Judas Priest, you'd play Judas Priest. Like on the way there, you might scrawl something on your window. Judas Priest or bust, or have a sign hanging out. See other people on the road, honk at them and wave. Then you get there, you find your spot, you open up the back, and everyone tailgates. You're drinking beers, smoking weed, whatever you're doing. People are fucking, whatever the fuck you're doing. Talking about music, comparing songs, buying bootleg shirts. Let's see.
Yeah, and there's the website. Right there.
There you go. Website in the chat. If anyone's interested in some of this merch, because some of it's pretty badass. I think that's pretty cool. That you get little scenes from the video on mugs, on shirts, all sorts of stuff like that. I dig that.
It was definitely a good time, and for the price of the ticket back in those days was like $10 or $8 or something, and it was a good time. And I watched those clips of those videos, and I'm like, man, I was one of those kids there. I was there.
Yeah, I remember watching that video and just saying, wow, I want to hang out with those people. And now they have a DVD release of it for the 35th anniversary, and it includes like 2 hours of extra footage of various things, pretty much later day footage, because the documentary was 16 minutes, but it's such a classic. But it's footage of like, where are they now? Interviewing people like, hey, do you have any regrets of flashing your boobs at the camera? Do you have any regrets of things you said, or you came off stupid or anything? And it's just like, wow, it's very, very, very cool. So I'm digging that. Let's see. What else we got? Vince Neil,
yeah,
Tommy
if you had
Lee.
a ticket to go to the Coliseum here in Phoenix, and it's 1986, and there was a Van Halen show or something, that was like the biggest day of the year. That was the best day of the summer.
No, you know what? Sharon Wilgett says it was the dumb shit everyone did. But yeah, you're right. We did it. If you went to a concert, you were all doing stupid shit. We all were. That's the fun of it. That's absolutely the fun of it. You know, you're out in the parking lot singing, your friends are drunk, falling over each other. Someone's giving someone a blowjob. I mean, it's just
People are
great.
puking everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great. That's the full concert experience. Paul getting
Doing
a hand job,
acid.
you know. That's the true concert experience. Really, really cool stuff. So
Seeing
yeah,
how
check that
wasted
out.
we could get.
If you're into that video, which I am, check that out. And what was the Van Halen kid video, Johnny? With the mullet. Johnny, Bueller, Beane, Fry. Okay. Johnny's not going to answer that. Johnny went to tuck in chickens or do something. Let's talk about Queensryche then. Let's shift gears to Queensryche. Of course, it would be great if I had a visual. Johnny, you over there? No, he's tucking in chickens.
So are we going to talk Queensryche or are we going to talk Jeff Tate's?
We're going to talk Queensryche. We're going to talk the regular band, the actual named Queensryche, because there's a lot of shit going on in the band now. And Jeff Tate's kind of like reveling in it because, you know, Jeff had bad blood with the band and obviously well known. He said at one point, you're going to be at each other's throats. That was his prediction. He said, there's going to come a day where you guys are just going to be wrapped up in lawsuits with each other. And that's where he left it. And lo and behold, we're here. That day has arrived. Scott Rockenfield, the drummer of Queensryche, basically in 2016, his wife had a baby. It was a complicated birth. And Scott said to his bandmates, look, I'm taking off a small maternity leave. And, you know, that's basically where it sits. I need this time. They said, okay, you know, take your little maternity leave. He did. And he spent time with his wife and his newborn. And that's nice. But eventually that maternity leave kept going and going and going. And for those that don't know, when all settlements were done with Jeff Tate, you know, Jeff got to keep certain things and the band Queensryche got to keep certain things. And it falls down to the original members, which are basically Eddie Jackson on bass and Michael Wilton, you know, Michael Wilton on guitar and Scott Rockenfield. Those were the three last remaining original members of Queensryche when they split apart with Jeff. These guys all had shares in Queensryche Incorporated, the business end of Queensryche. So all, you know, the name, the three of them own the name. The three of them split the merch. The three of them split song residuals. The three of them split, you know, money from, you know, delayed record sales or downloads or, you know, all of the business end of Queensryche was split up between Michael Wilton, Eddie Jackson, and Scott Rockenfield. So now, to recap, Scott Rockenfield takes this maternity leave. You're thinking it's going to be maybe 6 months, whatever. So at some point, they say, hey, Scott, are you coming back to the band? Not yet. Well, we want to tour. Well, I guess get a touring drummer while I'm doing this. So they get a touring drummer. They get Casey Grillo, who was basically Queensryche's touring drummer while Scott was on maternity leave. So this goes on for a number of years. And still going on, Casey Grillo in the band and Scott Rockenfield not. Went on for years. Tours went on. Shows went on. Events went on. Casey Grillo is drumming. Scott Rockenfield, no communication. According to Todd Latore and the rest of the band, no communication. Scott Rockenfield's just on extended maternity leave. This is going on for a few years now. Fast forward to now, Scott Rockenfield says, hey, guys, I haven't gotten since 2017. I haven't gotten any residual checks. I haven't gotten any checks for merch. I haven't gotten any download checks. I haven't gotten any checks for album sales, for anything. I haven't gotten any checks. Where's my checks? So here's the problem. Todd LaTorre basically says, well, if you left an office, you work in an office, you work in an office job, you're in your cubicle, you're working for an insurance company, and you say in 2016, I'm leaving for maternity leave to be with my wife who had a difficult pregnancy, who had a kid, and you come back asking for paychecks in 2021. No communication with your boss. No. Does your key still work? Does your key to that office building still work? Is your name still on that office door? You think you're still getting paychecks? When you walk in, do all the employees recognize you? Oh, I knew you were coming back so fast. Oh, good. You're back. Oh, wait. Has it been 5 fucking years? Have you been gone 5 fucking years on maternity leave and not said, I'm coming back next week? Have you just literally left it at, I'm taking a maternity leave, use a touring drummer until I get back, and then you stride in 5 years later and think that your name is still going to be on that office door, that your key is still going to work, that your parking spot is still there? Dude, there's got to be something to that. There's got to be something. You can't just leave and just say, I'm back. You got to work that out. Now, I'm not saying that he's not entitled to money. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, here's a lawsuit that he's putting out there saying to his bandmates, who basically have at this point said, you're gone for 5 years with no communication. Dude, you're out of the band. You didn't work. You did no work. We did all these tours and shows for 5 years. You didn't work. You didn't communicate with us. Nothing. You can't just stride right in. So here's the dilemma. If you wrote something, of course, you're still entitled to it. But is he still in the band? My view is, and this is just my own opinion, I think he's still entitled to what he wrote, to the chunk of material that he wrote for past albums, for, Empire and Mindcrime and stuff. But the later stuff with that he didn't tour on, that he didn't do work on, that the other band members did, I don't think it's fair to give him that, or the merch from that. I don't think so.
According to Wikipedia, he's a past member.
That's what he's also saying, is that he's suing for breach of contract, saying that they didn't give him residuals to what he wrote. Now, that I'm on his side. If he wrote stuff and he put it down on the albums, I'm 100% with him. I am. I think you are entitled to that. But what I am against him with is he's suing for wrongful discharge, which is what I left on some girl's tits the other night. He's suing for wrongful discharge. I'm sorry, but the fact is, if you're not showing up to work and they fire you and you haven't communicated with them in years, I'm sorry. That's fucking justified. You're fired. Yes. That's not wrongful discharge. That's very fucking justified. At the end of the day, and I hope I'm right, I hope he gets a settlement to basically say, look, while you were in the band and whatever your contract says, if you wrote material, you get your residual money for what you wrote. If that's the way your agreement is written. Janice, we're talking about Queensryche.
I don't know who who that guy is either, Janice.
Yeah,
And
Queensryche.
Steve,
Scott,
definitely, man.
Scott Rockenfeld was the drummer of Queensryche.
And back
So-
in the 80s, he was the shit, man.
Absolutely. Great drummer. Great drummer,
Mhm.
nice guy, blah, blah, blah. I don't blame him for going on maternal leave to be with his wife for a certain amount of time. But to leave the band, to not communicate, I think depending on how your contract is written, because I remember this happening with Rat also, when Warren DeMartini didn't show up for a band meeting, an owner's meeting with Rat, he was in violation of the terms of his contract as an owner of Rat. If you don't show up for one of those meetings, you are unofficially out of the band, or you are officially out of the band as an owner. And that's what happened to Warren DeMartini. He literally didn't show up for a meeting, and they said, hey, Warren, not for nothing, but our contract says if you don't show up to all owners' meetings, we have the right to vote you out. And that's what happened. And that's the deal. Jesus Rapes Me says if Mancuda wasn't showing up to an acting job, 14 hours a day acting job, and I don't show up one day, chances are I'm fired. There's a really good chance I'm fired. I think that goes for any job. If you go to McDonald's and you don't show up, sorry to say it.
Yeah, but
the
John,
fact
you're
is,
still
you're
going
gonna
to
get
get
fired.
you're still going to get your paycheck
Residuals.
from a movie
Yeah.
you did 15 years ago. You still get-
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
that's what's written in my contract. Now, as long as the contracts are pretty standard, where it says, hey, if you wrote it, you're going to get residuals for the life of your life. That's usually how they're written. And that's what I'm saying. If that's written that way, that's what I'm saying he's entitled to. But make no mistake, if there is some clause in your contract that says, hey, if you're not a part of the band, that's when your residuals end, according to what we've worked out with our lawyer in your contract.
Uh-oh.
He froze.
Thumbnail.
Imagine that he's in New York and it's freezing.
Wait, anybody write whatever you want on that blank piece of paper.
He's in New York and he's freezing.
That's the meme of the day. That's the meme.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. It's
For the
getting
day.
cold in New York.
Somebody's
it's getting cold.
Somebody's cutting the
There you
cable
go.
outside. I think Nesdall's outside.
Mama Mancuda's internet
Oh.
bill didn't get paid.
Yeah, right now. Am I frozen on this thing?
You're freezing.
up like crazy.
You're freezing, yeah.
It's
Why am
like
I
I think
freezing?
I think that drummer from
My mom's
Queensryche-
probably got my mom's vibrator is probably plugged in right now.
she's got the internet. She's got the internet on.
Queensryche is like
I don't know
cutting
why
the-
I'm suddenly
the
freezing.
wire outside.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Hey, now what year was it? Can you recall what year Chris DeGarmo left the band? Because he was a huge
Chris left in the
part of
90s.
that. He left in the 90s.
Chris left in the 90s, and again, he
I
had
think
his own
everybody in that
agreement
band has left
with,
at one
you
point
know,
or
when
another.
you leave. No, Chris DeGarmo, Parker Lundgren left recently. But I mean, it was, out of the original guys, you're left with Eddie Jackson and Michael Wilton. That's who you're left
Well,
with.
it could be that Scott just basically,
Wait a
without
minute.
reading his contract,
Who's that
said,
guy?
you know what? I might as well just ask why I'm not getting stuff. I'm not going to get my contract out from 5, 6, 8 years ago and read through it or talk to my lawyer about it. I'm just going to call these guys up and say, hey, how's it going, guys? Where's my money at?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Look at this recent tweet. Who's
Let-
a
let me-
singer? Who's a singer in that band?
Todd LaTorre.
Look at this recent tweet here. Hanging out with Mitch Malloy.
No,
No wonder.
that was in 2019. That was in 2019.
Paul, get in here. Mitch is in Queensryche now.
And he's at a
Right.
Seahawks game.
Yeah, right now my mother is downloading porn. That's why
It seems like you're doing okay now, though.
there. Okay, so now I'm all clear.
You're
now I'm
back.
good.
Yeah, it seems
Okay,
good.
good. I don't know what the fuck happened, but look, the bottom line is he earned no money while he was gone. That's justified. Residual wise, it all depends on what your agreement is, kids. If it's a standard agreement, he probably is entitled to residuals on old songs. If it says while you're a member of the band, however, and because there are all sorts of clauses with bands, whether you're a musician, an actor, all sorts of contracts get written for agreements. You know what I'm saying? Deals get cut and terms get laid out and negotiations happen. If that contract says, while you're a member of the band, you get residuals from past songs, then he's entitled to it. If it's, or he's entitled to it while he was a member of the band. If it's just a standard agreement, then he is entitled to it.
It sounds like he just didn't take the time to dig deep enough into the contract to actually see what he does have and what he doesn't get.
Or maybe he did. Look, maybe he is justified in saying, look, I'm entitled to my residuals. My terms of contract say that I'm entitled to residuals of what I wrote forever. And it may very well say that. However, unlawful discharge, Queensryche had every right to fire him because the guy's not showing up for work. He's not communicating for 5 fucking years. 5 fucking years. So there you go. This is the deal right now going on with Scott Rockenfield. And Todd LaTorre got interviewed recently and said, look, man, you tell me, if you didn't show up for work for 5 years and didn't communicate, would you have a job? No, neither does Scott.
But is he walking around saying that he's in Queensryche all those years?
He's walking around saying he was unlawfully fired, that they had no right to fire him.
But was that right away? Or was that that's now? He's saying that now.
Right now, he is suing them. He's not just saying it. He's suing them.
But the past 5 years or whatever, has he been walking around the past 5 years saying, I'm the drummer in Queensryche?
Yeah. Yeah, he still thinks, he still thinks that,
he's on baby
that he's
leave.
in Queensryche. And, now we know he's not. Look, they were even talking about the new guy, Casey Grillo, who's, remember, the touring guitarist. They're saying now that he's going to be on the new album, probably doing work on it. Or the touring drummer, Casey Grillo. They're saying he's going to be probably laying the drum tracks for the new album they're working on because he's shown up for work on time, always shows up for work, always does a good job. He's the drummer. They haven't made it official, but they have made official that he's not the drummer.
It's always tough when bands lose members. It's always tough. You lose part of your fan base,
especially
with
good
every
bands.
member that changes.
Yeah, Keith Campbell says it. Touring drummer is doing the work. They're saying the touring drummer is doing the work. They're saying he's doing a great job. And they just said, look, he's going to be doing the drum tracks on the new album. So they haven't made him an official member of the band yet on paper. But they basically have said to Eddie, it's not you. It's not you, dude. You don't show up for work. You don't communicate with us. What do you think? So again, depending how contracts are laid out, I hope it works out amicably. He's not a bad guy. I've met Scott. But look, I got to side with the band on that one. If the guy's not coming up, that's basically it. You can't expect to have your job. So there you go. Queensryche in a little bit of a headbutt. And Jeff Tate is saying, look, I called this years ago. You guys are going to be at each other's throats. There they are. And yeah, Jeff Davidson, he wasn't saying anything to anybody for 5 years. That's true. So there you go. I think he should get money on what he wrote in past albums. I do. But look, if
He was an original member?
He was an original member, yeah.
Because it looked like he'd been in the band for like 40 years or like 40 years ago or something.
No, he was
Like
in the
when
band.
when they first started, like he was around.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. He was an original member. He was in the band. But
was he there when they wrote all the hits though?
Yeah. He was there for Mind Crime. He was there for
drummer.
Empire. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's entitled to those residuals unless there is some sort of clause in there that says only an active member is allowed to that. If it's a standard contract, he is allowed to
That would
those
be so
residuals.
strange. Why would anybody write that into their contract to give up all that work he did in those early albums?
It's again, it depends on what pay you want. You want pay up front, you want more pay for touring, you want more free time off, you want to own part of the name, you don't want part of the name. Do you want merch money? Do you want more residual percentage? It's terms. It's just terms. What do you want when you negotiate for a contract? My contract is different than other actors' contracts on the same show. I remember that. I remember the contract negotiations. Certain things were important to me that were not important to someone else. A movie I'm in, a friend of mine also has a role in, and he's taking his money up front. I want my money in the back end. I want to take it in the
Wait
back
a minute.
end.
And no brown M&Ms.
That's dirty. Talk about dirty money.
Oh. Yeah, so there you go. And that's where managers and agents and
Roadies.
come on.
I imagine it's
play.
very much like an athlete that, signs a contract to play football or whatever.
No, it's exactly the same way.
No, they're actual millionaires.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah, there's the difference. I'm not. I'm a thousandaire.
Man, if we all just would have been drummers and football players, just imagine how awesome we'd be now.
I know, right? I wish. So
guys, come on, we are awesome. Look at us. We're on the Johnny Beane Show, talking guitars and 80s metal live
guitars and 80s
every
metal.
Tuesday night at 5:00.
And look, smash the like button, and let's talk. Let's talk some real talk. Let's talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because Show and Tell Guitar Time is here right freaking now. And we're going to talk about why today's guitar is pink, just like Swiss picks today are pink. Swiss picks, the greatest gripping guitar pick out there. Swiss picks, proud sponsor of Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live. Go to Swiss Picks website and check out what's going on. Also, check out Vinum custom pickups, which I don't have with me today.
Uh-oh. Careful.
Yeah. Vinum custom pickups, the greatest boutique pickup out there. Vinum custom pickups. Go to Vinum custom pickups. They'll make you what you want. Craig Vinum will hook you up with what you need. If you want something similar to a Duncan JB, but you want it less muddy, you want a PAF with more gain, you want a soap bar, what do you want in a pickup? Tell Craig Vinum at Vinum Custom Pickups, and he'll make it for you. You want custom colors? They have all sorts of colored bobbins. You want something to match your custom Ibanez swirl? Craig can do that. Vinum Custom Pickups, the greatest boutique pickup out there. Go to Vinum Pickups website. Proud sponsor of the Show and Tell Guitar on Talking Guitars and 80s Metal Live. And look at that. That pickup is pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Also, Johnny, where do you go when you want a professional kill switch? Where do you go?
Well, John, when I
You're
want
a pro, Johnny, so I'm asking you as a pro. Don't dick around with me. You're a pro player, so I want to know where you as a pro go.
As a pro,
yes,
when I want a professional kill switch,
the best ones out there. The best switch. That's what I thought. Switch. That's what I thought. Those are the most durable, most reliable kill switches out there. Tessie switch, you want one of those. Those are the ones you could beat the living shit out of, and they come back and keep working. Tessie switch, the greatest kill switches out there. And Johnny, where do you as a pro go? Because I think we all kind of go here. When you want a hot rod guitar. When you want a hot rod guitar with say I want noiseless springs and a titanium trem and special custom tuners and all sorts of tools to work on my guitars, where would you as a pro send me?
Where I would send you is
that's why I thought
FU-tone.
FU-tone.com for the greatest customized parts out there. FU-tone.com has what you need. You need trems, you need other bridges, you need parts, volume knobs, pickups, all sorts of stuff. They have a lot of stuff.
They have bodies and necks. They have guitars now.
They have full-bodied guitars if you need them. Go to fu-tone.com and check out what they have for you. Those noiseless springs are great. Brass blocks, you want it? Go to fu-tone.com. Our buddy Adam will hook you up. And tell him you saw it on the Johnny Bean show. Tell him you saw it. Say, I was watching Talking Guitars and 80's Metal Live the other day, and there was Mancuda rambling on about how great fu-tone.com was.
Mancuda's internet was frozen.
Yeah.
He was talking about some drummer in Queensryche we've never heard of. But he was also talking about FU-tone, which is what we love. And drop my name.
Absolutely. And you will get hooked up. And drop my name and tell Craig Vineham that we sent you from Talking Guitars and 80's Metal Live. There you go. So there you go. Today's show and tell guitar is in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October. October is Pinktober, meaning if you have anyone in your family, in your friends, in your relationship circles that has breasts, male or female, make sure they know to check themselves. And if you're female, October is the month to get a mammogram. It's very important because early detection is how you survive breast cancer. So spread the word and spread the pink. And without further ado, I have a great guitar for you today. Johnny, if you please. Look at that thing.
Jay, get in here. Oh my gosh.
Grab that thumbnail, Mr. Beane.
Man, if Dane sends me that guitar, I'll play it every day.
I'm sorry about that.
There you go.
Wait.
I'm sorry about that.
Here we go. Got it.
All right. This is an original 1987 Ibanez Jem in shocking pink. The discontinued color that they only did for a brief time. They did this, I believe, till 1989, and then they stopped. Shocking pink. This is the first version of it with that very rare bridge block. Look at that. That bridge block, you could lean on it. And they were only on the first batch of these.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, because I forgot who it was. I think Fender had the rights to it, and they didn't get the rights apparently. So they basically had a cease and desist on that bridge block, and you could remove it. You lift it up. I don't know how to take it off fully. I have one side off, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I don't know how to
get like it might have been on there.
I don't know how to take it off. I don't know how to take it off, but yeah, well, I got it half off. I thought I could get it off, but I took off the pin and I got to get that pin out. But either way, so this is an early Ibanez Edge trem. You can look at that, which is a great trem. If you have ever played an early original Jem, the Ibanez Edge is a really, really comfortable and reliable and responsive trem. You have that deep tiger claw in there in Loch Ness green, neon pink there. I'm sorry, neon green. Loch-Ness green. And again, I'm sorry for the lighting. This isn't my normal lighting setup. So it looks a little faded, but it's not.
Looks better.
It looks
let's
really
see.
good.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it at an angle. At an angle. When I hold it at an angle, you can see it's like a bright neon pink. Let's see.
When you
There
hold
you
it
go.
at an angle, it looks bigger.
Well, that's what I tell all the girls.
The pickups look pink.
Yeah.
The body almost looks a little
It looks
like
orange.
a faded orange.
Yeah, it's not. It's just the lighting I'm in. I'm in really bad lighting right now. But it is shocking pink, which is a bright neon pink. It's not faded. I see on the screen at the angle, it looks very faded, but it's not. Just the lighting. But you have pink DiMarzio pickups. You have the Super Distortion pickup. You have yellow Fender style volume knobs on that. There you go.
Is it
little
the Super
green
Distortion or
five-way.
is it the Evolution pickups that was put in that, wasn't it? Evolution?
At the
DiMarzio?
on the early ones, were the early ones Evolution?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
I thought I could be wrong, but I thought they were Super Distortions on the early ones. I forget that.
Hey, Cameron.
And
I
yeah,
think they're
Steve,
Evolution.
and yeah,
pickups.
Steve Barton. Yeah, that is why I wear pink. I wear pink to support breast cancer awareness. So, I do. I hope you do. I hope everyone does, because regular viewers of the show know that. So yeah, that is why I wear pink. I am a breast cancer awareness advocate. And it's a cool, flashy, fun 80s color that is my favorite color. Much like this guitar, which is at a terrible angle, but I'm trying to show, maybe that's better.
It's kind of looks kind of pink.
It's really neon. The problem is neon pinks are really hard to capture. That might be a little bit better of an angle. It's really, really hard to capture stuff like that. But anyway, you have that early maple board with the disappearing pyramid, which I love these. Let's see.
If you angle it like
yeah,
up
those are neat. Those are really neat.
or
Let's
down.
see. Sorry about the lighting.
There you go, like that.
There you go.
Cameron,
you can see
dude.
the disappearing pyramid. As you go down, a little more of the pink is exposed.
That guitar yesterday was amazing, Cameron. That Sir guitar.
Well, what's wrong with the one I'm showing, Johnny?
Huh? Oh no, he's saying he saw me playing a Sir yesterday, and yeah, it was amazing.
John,
Yeah,
that
But it
This
wasn't
is
pink.
nipple pink. This is nipple pink.
Neck,
Not
the neck on
Oh,
those
wait a minute. It gets better.
jams are the
wait,
best.
it
fastest
does
playing-
get better.
Wait,
It does
Dane,
get better.
look at this. It
Chris-
gets better. Oh my gosh.
This one was given away by Steve Vai
Oh,
back in 1988 as a contest prize directly from Steve. So there you go. Congrats, BAB Focus 2 winner. Play loud, Steve Vai. I believe it's April of 1988. How cool is that?
That is super cool.
It's still got some of the original packing on the back.
my God.
What year did you acquire this guitar?
Are you the original
1988
contest winner?
1988. I bought it from the contest winner.
Oh,
You followed
wow.
him to his
Yeah.
car.
You bet I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, and this
Yeah.
one's great because it doesn't have a lot of these develop little hairline cracks over here because this is a really thin part. This one doesn't have those cracks. This one's in really nice shape. So no little cracks over
Wow.
here at the neck connect. You
Dang.
notice it has those last 4 frets are scalloped. Very cool. You could check that out. Are we there?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Jay, are you watching this?
Those last 4 frets are scalloped.
That you can really get in there and you can really bite onto those.
These things are great. And of course, you got that Steve Vai monkey grip, so he could play it with one hand, which is a great
It really
thing.
matches the decor.
Yeah, right? Steve designed this, by the way. Steve Vai designed this for Ibanez. This is the longest running signature guitar, other than I think, or at least for Ibanez it is. Well, I guess no. I guess it's hard to say because the PS10 actually might be longer because that was designed for Paul Stanley out of an Iceman. So modified Iceman was a PS10. So I take it back. But this is one of the best-selling signature guitars ever that's still going today. Because this is Steve Vai's signature. You notice on the matching headstock, it's got the little Ibanez Jem logo. Can you see that, Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Apologies to the audience for the bad lighting.
Was it green? Or is it green? Or is that's just
It's like gold.
Your green screen
gold signature.
Yeah, that looks really pink right there.
Yeah. No, it's neon bright pink.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to show in this light because I don't have my regular lighting set up here at my mother's house. And again, those that remember, this was played around, the time that Steve Vai was with David Lee Roth, around the Eat 'em and Smile gang.
Yeah, like Skyscraper.
Yeah. Let's see, the first one, Yankee Rose, was 1986.
Yeah.
So Skyscraper would be the first one I think he started playing these on.
Skyscraper was 88. Yeah, because
so,
you saw like
played him on tour.
Guitars.
He played him on tour. He played him on the first tour.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when they actually came out. But these early ones are so good. They've gone up drastically in price, and there's a reason for it. These early ones play a lot better than the newer ones, and I guess that goes for a lot of guitars of the time. When you're talking, guitars made in the 80s at the peak of heavy metal and glam metal versus made today, the anniversary reissues are not going to be as good. Sure, they'll look the same. They'll play very similar, but something about the originals really, really, really comes together on these. The neck is really, really thin. Very, very, very comfortable, very fast. It's an oiled neck. I have to emphasize that. I mean, look, Steve Vai designed it. Do you think it's not going to have an incredibly fast, smooth neck? I mean, absolutely. So if you've ever had the chance to get one of these original early Jems, I highly recommend it. And if you find one with that bridge, I don't even remember what it's called, like a bridge block or something, do it, because they're few and far between. They're only on the first batch of them, and they're really great. I mean, very comfortable, very, very good sounding, really, really fun to play. And this one's been with me a gajillion years. So there you go.
Yeah, that's one thing about guitars that are in contests. People win guitars in these contests, and they're not guitar players.
This guy, I don't know if he was a guitar player, but I remember buying it off him. I mean, he just basically wanted the cash value of it. And I was thrilled because I wanted one of each. I already had bought new the Loch Ness Green limited version of this. And then I love the pink, of course, because that's my color. So I'm really, really big on that. And then, I wanted a yellow one, and I wound up getting the one that Steve used on
Desert
the Skyscraper tour. Yeah, Desert Sun Yellow that Steve Vai used on the Skyscraper tour, Steve's personal guitar. So now I have one of each of that. But this specific one, you want one of the three original colors, yellow, green, and pink. And they're very hard to find not faded, because the pink had a fading problem. And that's why they stopped making it early. They made the yellow one forever. And the green one, they only made that first year. They made 777 of them, signed and numbered by Steve Vai, and that was it. That was a limited edition. So the pink one, they stopped, I believe, in 89. The yellow one, they kept going into the early 90s. And really, really great. They're all beautiful. The pink, yellow, and green combinations, that's that classic Jem colors. And for those that don't know, the word Jem was because Steve's best friend and guitar tech and builder, Joe Dispagni, rest in peace, owned a company called Jem Guitars. So this was named in Joe's honor at the time. And, you know, Joe helped with certain things like, you know, the tiger claw and the monkey grip, because, you know, he built guitars for Steve that had some of those characteristics that Steve wanted to bring it over, you know. So there you go. Today's show and tell guitar, 1987 Ibanez Jem in shocking pink. There you go. That's
Super
the one.
cool.
Very cool. In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So tell everyone, get a mammogram. I'm going to drum it into your head.
Man,
That's a cool guitar.
that's an 80s guitar.
For those that don't know, because I'm a Long Island, New York boy, BAB was a very popular radio station in New York.
WBAB.
WBAB. And Focus 2 was a chain of guitar shops, Focus guitar shops, that were all around New York as well. So this is a very hometown guitar to me. And Steve Vai also, Long Island boy. So there you go. Yeah, no, this one's not for trade. This was one of my early first guitars as well. So there you go.
Wow. Smash that thumbs up for that guitar, if anything.
Yeah.
So you
Smash
have
that thumbs up for breast cancer awareness.
So you have a vast collection of guitars. Is storage a problem?
Yes. Yes.
Because when was the last time? Because you're not at your house right now. When was the last time?
I'm at my parents' house right now. I'm at my
when
mother's
was the last
house
time
right
you
now.
had that guitar out of storage? Has it been in storage for years now, or?
Well, you have to remember something. All of my guitars are kept in climate-controlled, safe environments. So that's a very big deal to me. I have them at various locations as well. So they're not all in one, one storage area or anything like that. They're well taken care of, and they're maintained, and they're importantly climate controlled and secure. So that's really it. But they're not all in one location. They're in multiple locations, and including clearly, some in New York. So, and that one, I last played that about 2 years ago. I actually had it dug out about 2 years ago when I was in New York last.
It's been 2 years since you've held that thing.
Yeah. Versus guitars in LA, I can access a lot easier when I'm out there.
Well, if you could
This choking
estimate-
session brought to you by Bang Energy Drink. Delicious Bang Energy Drink. Obviously, I'm choking on a pube that I must have found in the can.
If you don't mind saying anything, but how much would you estimate storing your guitars costs you? Like, let's say every month.
A lot.
You have a monthly bill?
A lot because it's not a matter. Some I have at a best friend's house. Some I have at some I have at my own house, and but a lot of them are in security facilities, and that costs money because that's climate controlled. It's hazard avoidance, and you got to really take care of stuff like that. And it's worth the money. It's an investment. It's an investment in keeping your guitars safe. A lot of people don't have as a large collection, but if you do, guys like me or Joe Bonamesa or whoever has a large collection, you only have so many you want to keep in your bedroom. And then others you basically say, okay, where can I put it that it's safe from theft, environmental damage, natural damage, what can I do with that? So, I happen to have been in a business where, at least when I worked for the auction houses during my day jobs, I happen to have been in a business that, deals with valuables in storage facilities unique to expensive items. So I get breaks on stuff like that. And, you know, I have access to more stuff like that than most people, you know, who usually go to like, you know, your average, you know, what is it, used store or whatever, you know, rolling door and a padlock, you know.
With the dripping and the
Yeah,
wetness,
you store it.
Yeah,
So-
you know,
and the mold,
yeah, I don't have those problems. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it
the
costs money.
mildew. You
It
don't
costs
want to
money,
store those
but,
in the mildew.
you know,
places.
If you
But
if you
the price of the guitars keep increasing, thankfully, every month. So that kind of makes up for it.
I don't
in the
care
long
about
run.
I don't care about what the guitars are worth, because it's not a matter like I want to sell them. You know,
Right.
I buy them to play and enjoy and you know, nostalgia and whatnot. But the big thing about it is, if you have more than, you know, you want comfortably at your house, you can't have them take over your fucking house, you know. And I want them in various states. So if I go to Florida to visit a relative, there's some guitars there. If I go to New York to visit a relative, there's guitars there. If I go to LA, I have guitars there, you know, that I can access these storage areas. And, you know, I know that they're safe from, you know, God forbid an earthquake, God forbid a fire, God forbid a flood. You know, they're not under some rolling door shit storage facility where the humidity's, you know, warping the necks and, you know, water's getting in there and stuff like that. You're paying
John, I
for
have a
it, but it's
guitar
worth
to
it.
show you. I have a
Please.
guitar to show you. This guitar most
You have guitars?
likely is just
You have
going
guitars
to
where you
piss
are, Dane?
you off. Yes, I got one guitar.
You actually have guitars in that room?
and I'm telling you up front, this guitar is going to freaking piss you off.
Piss
Where
me
you are
off.
going to be pulling your hair out. You are going to
Oh
be
my
so
God.
pissed off at this thing.
There goes my hair.
And it's going to be shipped?
Damn.
Jay, did you see his guitar, man?
Yeah, Jay Hannon just chimed in.
He said he'll trade you his yellow gem for the pink Jem. You have a pink Jem?
I've heard I have a Jem, an Ibanez Jem.
Oh.
Isn't that Neanderthals' original one?
This is a fake gem copy. This is a made in China
Vagina?
piece of shit copy
Oh
of
boy.
a gem.
No, that's not good.
What
Now
does it
it's
say
got the
there?
right tuners on there, right?
That's a fly Ibanez.
That's one of those Ibanez.
Yeah.
How much tonight for that?
Now remember, guys, it's not a real gem. It's a replica. It's a cool looking replica.
Does it piss you off though that they make shit like this?
It does. It does. I'm not a fan of, you know, fake guitars.
It makes us mad that you're not going to ship that.
Dane, would you ship that?
I would feel bad selling this to somebody. This is like another one of these guitars I have
so
in the
it's
store.
free.
It's a house
Well,
guitar. It just hangs out
so
here.
do you
What
want to
a fake
donate?
guitar looks like?
So do you want to donate that as a prize for Halloween then? If you don't want to sell it?
That would cost me too much to ship this thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking
You don't
guitar
feel that
strings
bad
and
about
stuff, bro.
So you don't
I'm
feel
thinking
that
maybe
bad about
snark tuners, guitar strings, that kind of stuff I'll give away.
it. Okay.
But this is too much for that.
So
But this does actually have a, you know, a very similar bridge to it. It does have DiMarzio Evolution pickups and a little freaking Ibanez thing right there. You got the pink knobs. I mean, it's similar,
I love pink knobs.
but it's fake. And there's some people that
Oh,
some people that are this.
Oh my
No, that
gosh.
was just the bar hitting. But there's people that this will just really piss them off. That shit like this is in existence.
But you know what? You're disclosing it. You're telling people what it is. So no one's getting ripped off. I mean, that's the important
Right.
thing. You know?
Mhm.
So
Unless
how much?
Unless they're
how
tuning
much,
in now.
It's got some scallops here.
How does it play, Dane?
Not really good. The
All
action's high. I
So
thought
listen,
about
if you're
doing
watching,
that.
if a viewer is watching right now and they want a not really good playing guitar that is totally fake and you won't ship, how much would it cost them?
If they walk into my store,
Yes.
and
While
they
you're
play it
open.
for a little while, and
Are
we
the
have
doors
a
locked?
conversation about the fact that it is stolen, not stolen. It is counterfeit.
Whoa!
Wait.
Wait. Hold on. Right now, Steve Vai is tuning in. My motherfucking guitar. There it is.
Dude, the pickups are worth $100, right? For a
I don't
set
know,
of
are they?
Evolution DiMarzios. If somebody walks into the store and we have a
I have an idea.
conversation about it,
I have an idea.
I would sell it for $300.
$300.
That's way too
what's
much for that guitar.
What's your idea, Johnny? 'Cause
My
Dane's
idea
trying to rip
is
everyone off right
My
now. I don't know
idea
what's
is the
going
next
on.
pizza man that walks in there walks out with the guitar.
Or Dane, what you should do is leave it on the floor and have him trip on it.
And the drummer from Queensryche will sue you. The next person watching this video right now that walks in there and says, "Hey, where's the Ibanez?" gets the guitar or gets a price break on it. How's that? A stolen fake. That's right.
Yeah, it's not just a fake, it's a stolen fake. So well, there you go. That's the
I'm glad you
nicest.
guys aren't angry about it.
I'm not angry. Listen, I'll walk in that guitar, I'll smash it over the countertop. Hellstorm says he'd put it on reverb for $2,000 and let it ride. That's great. Hot guitars and cold pizza here at Zim's.
Well, you know what? When you're on Reverb and you're browsing through stuff, and some guy's got a gem for $2,000 or some ridiculously low price, you got to kind of know it. You're looking at a fake.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Jay, yeah, no, that pink gem I have isn't for sale. That's one of my earliest guitars. I got
That's
that back. I
That's
got
$1
that.
million guitar, huh?
Yeah, I got that back in the day.
Is that would you take $1 million for that?
$1 million I'd take it for any guitar. Any
All
guitar,
right.
my
And
collection.
Dane will
for-
ship it.
Yes. I know. For $1 million, I fly it by hand and put it in your hands. Every guitar I have is for sale for $1 million. So there you go. There's not one. Everything is for sale except Blue Rhino. $1 million would get everything except Blue Rhino. There you go. Let's take a look at a little bit of music news before we go out tonight. And we could stop talking about stolen guitars because right now the police are closing in on Dane's store. We gotta keep them distracted.
Oh no. They'll come in dressed up as a pizza guy.
Yeah.
No, that
Hey,
guitar
pizza
is not
man.
just
Hey, pizza
gets-
officer.
that guitar, Jay. That pink guitar. That let's see. I bought it in 1988, and let's see. I was playing around on it until probably 1992, and then I put away the 8 guitars I owned, which were 3 Gems and a Kramer and a Fender, and one of Cinderella's early guitars. I put those away until 2011. I did not play guitar, any guitar. So yeah, so that was sitting in my closet in a case until 2011, and that's when it got brought back out because suddenly I realized, like, wow, why did I stop playing guitar? And that was it. I stopped because the music scene changed. When grunge came out, I had no interest in learning guitar anymore, so I stopped noodling around and learning and blah blah blah. So.
Well, plus
Bro,
during
that
the
just
grunge,
means you are a hardcore 80s kid, man.
during the grunge era, all those guitars were useless.
Yeah, I know, right?
Nobody wanted them. So
Now,
now,
Steve Barton likes your guitar better than mine, Dane. So I think you have a buyer there.
There you go, man. It's all about the price.
Steve says, I personally collect stolen guitars. That's
Nice.
what he says there. No, just kidding, Steve.
Drop in, bro.
No, it's in good shape, Jay. It's in good shape. But again, you have to remember something. I'm a living room player. I sit on my couch and noodle. I don't gig. I'm not good enough to do that. I sit on my couch. I sit on the edge of my bed. I play it a little bit, then I rotate it around with another guitar. So, sure, I have ones that are go-tos that get a lot of play. And then I have ones like that get played once in a while. But when you have a lot of guitars, you rotate. You got to rotate.
John, you're forgetting, man. You could be in a garage punk rock 3-chord original.
Well, that's all I'm good
band.
at. That's all I'm good at. No, I'm not. Look, I do
Some
acting.
of those bands
That's what
are
I
great,
do.
though.
Yeah, I don't want to be a musician. I'm not good enough. So I know my place. I'm funny. I do comedy. I can act. I do acting. I'm not. Guitar playing is a hobby for me. It'll always be a hobby for me. I have no false dreams that I'm going to practice, and be good.
Have you
I'm
ever
going to practice, and have fun.
Have you ever
I'm gonna have
entertained
fun.
the idea of bringing your acoustic on?
I don't have any
like, one of your-
acoustics. I
Oh,
don't own any acoustics. Not a single one. I don't
no
like
Adam
acoustics.
Sandler style of
Nah,
can't play a
I
little.
don't like
riff and
acoustic.
make it
I
fun.
just don't like the feel or play of acoustic. I play for fun. I learn for fun. I play guitars for fun. It's a hobby for me. So I never make that out to to be a part of my my entertainment world gigs or anything.
Right.
That's just not my
part of the
thing.
comedy routine.
No, not at all. No, look, what I do, I pull one out of the case, turn on the amp, plug it in, I noodle around, maybe I'll learn a song, maybe I'll just practice songs I know, maybe I'll just make silly noises, whatever it is, I just have fun with them. And then I'll rotate to another couple of them, and I play for fun. That's what I do. I don't try to be Jay Hannon. There you go.
what do you think of those acoustics?
There you go, man.
Even in pink, I wouldn't want them because I just don't like acoustics.
Nobody wants those.
And Steve Barton says signed guitars are a curse. You can't play them. Depending where they're signed, you always have to be careful of signatures because you don't want to you don't want to rub one off.
Here's one that's really bad.
But no, he makes a good point because the fact is when you have a signature, it's usually in Sharpie. And if it's in a place where you keep your wrist or there's a lot of rubbing on it, signatures do rub off. That's a bad place for a signature.
Exactly what he's talking about.
That's a real bad place for a signature. I usually have, if it's a guitar I'm having signed, I have it on the inside cavity cover. And that's where I have it signed. Otherwise, maybe on the back, something like that,
Yep, that's a bad spot right there.
Who signed
also,
that?
shout out to my friend Craig today, by the way, who got a pink gem very similar to mine recently. So shout out to my buddy there. Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. You should always play for fun. Even if you play for a living, you should play for fun. I play for fun strictly, but if you're making a living out of it and you're not enjoying it, you're doing the wrong career.
That one was signed by Dave Elfson, formerly of Megadeth.
Well, that was probably signed in jizz then.
Guys, I saw something somewhere where Dave's in a new band already.
Well, I didn't see that.
That was a Wangcaster, a stroker caster.
He just did like a convention where he was signing autographs. Did you see that?
Hopefully he wasn't shaking hands.
The reason he got kicked out of Megadeth, that story will be lost in a year from now.
said be
nobody's
lost,
gonna remember
right?
that. No, yeah, that story will beat off. No, it'll be lost in a year from now. People won't even remember why he got kicked out of Megadeth. They'll just remember he was a
No.
founding father and was in the
Yeah,
band.
they
for
will. That's
45
never
years.
going away.
No, that's
never-
I think it
never
will.
going
The man's a
away.
think
legend.
it'll
The
go
man's
away.
a legend. Early
I
Megadeth
think
stuff
it'll
is
go
amazing.
away.
Early Megadeth stuff is great. He's not gonna have
What's
any
going to
problem
go
with
away
that.
is that he was in Megadeth.
No way.
Yeah, well, he's not getting any problems with wrongful discharge from his band.
His new band, they should name that the new record, right?
What?
That should be the new band that he's in.
Oh.
They should name it that. Wrongful Discharge.
Wrongful discharge. That would be a great name. That'd be a great name for the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So let's see. In music news, LA Guns is about to release a new single from their album Checkered Past, which is coming out November 12th, coming up. So check that out. On Frontiers Music, who I always support. They're fucking great because they support all the good bands. And the song is called Get Along. So check that out. That single should be on YouTube. So check that out. LA Guns Get Along. Because that looked pretty cool. Speaking
I love LA
of,
Guns.
huh?
I love LA Guns.
I love LA Guns. Tracy Guns
Yeah.
is the man. Slash, The River is Rising is his new single from Slash featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. That's coming out October 22nd, which is what? Today's the 19th. So in a couple of days. So
Yeah.
check that out. Slash, The River is Rising. And Johnny, Les Paul #1. Guess how much that sold for? The first production Les Paul went to auction recently. We showed it on the show 2 weeks ago. Guess how much that
The
sold
first
for? Take a
Les
guess.
Paul that was ever manufactured is up for auction right now.
Sold
what you're
already.
saying?
It's sold
Oh,
already.
it's sold.
Yes.
What did
Sold
it sell
recently.
for?
I'm going to ask you and Johnny both for guesses.
I would say 2 million.
What do you say, Dane?
I'm going to say $1.5 million.
Okay. I guessed it would have sold for at least $1 million. It sold for just under $930,000, which again, more than any of my guitars have sold for.
Yeah,
So,
2 million's way too much, but
Well,
I don't
Maybe
think
it's
it's
close
not
to $1
worth
million.
it to the right collector. I don't think it's not worth it to the right collector. If you look, if you're a Gibson collector, and a lot of people are, guys like Joe Bonamassa, and a lot of others that collect burst Les Pauls in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, this isn't a burst, but it is the first production Les Paul that was made. And it's got some mods on it, and it was, owned by Les Paul, and I mean, that's some heavy stuff. So $930,000, it's nothing to sneeze at, man. That's pretty
that's
damn
big money
good.
right there.
I'm not sure who bought it. Cat Drive 55 asked me. Not sure who bought it.
it wasn't any of us.
It was not me, I'll tell you that much. Although, if Mama Mancuda wanted it for her birthday, coming up on the 25th, I might have.
There's the email.
Yeah, and look below. Remember, there's the email. If you want to get something for Mama Mancuda, get her an Amazon gift card so she can buy what she wants. And contact me at johnmancuda@aol.com or go to my Facebook page, Jonathan Mancuda, and send me a message. Make Mama's birthday special. She's dealing with some illness, and I am here to give her a really good birthday. Looking also, October 24th, if you're in Ohio, guess what's going to be on display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
The
You guys
first
know
Les
this?
Paul,
Not the first Les Paul.
the drummer from Queensryche.
Dane, do you know this?
No, I was trying to guess, but I have no idea.
Randy Rhodes Concord, the first Jackson.
Wow.
The very first Jackson guitar, Randy Rhodes Concord, the white V Concord. Very,
Whoa.
very,
Those
very
are
cool. That will be on display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Ohio starting October 24th. Admission is free to residents, so you could go check out Randy's guitar that started it all.
I grew
That's
up in
really,
Ohio.
really cool.
I'm an Ohio boy.
Anyone in the chat right now in Ohio?
Is anybody going?
Because that's really, really cool if you could go see that. I
Guys,
wish it
let me
was.
show you one thing really quickly, John.
While I'm
One
doing
thing-
music news, while I'm
Is
talking,
it- Okay, no, go ahead.
can it wait? Can it just
Yeah,
wait?
I can wait.
Cool. So Rock and Roll Hall of Fame also there is costumes from Go-Go's, Tina Turner's outfit from Private Dancer, Dave Grohl's guitar, and Carole King's piano, just to name a few things. But of course, for our crowd here purposes, Randy Rhodes' original Grover Jackson made Concord is a really big deal.
Unless he played it in Quiet Riot.
Yeah, no, he played that with Ozzy. He played the Les Paul, I think, with Quiet Riot, though.
The very first Les Paul.
Yeah.
Now, Carole King's piano is kind of a cool item, though, if you were into the 70s AM music that she did on that first or that album that was really popular.
So let's see. In Ohio right now, just in the chat alone, Terry Himes in Ohio, Drew SGX60, Drew SGX60 in Cleveland, Ohio. Cat Drive 55 was born there. Let's see.
I was born in Sandusky, Ohio.
Yeah, a couple of members in the chat right now are in Ohio. So listen, take advantage. Go see it. Go see it, because that's a legendary guitar. Keith Campbell at the helm with the hammer.
Yeah, just mute everybody else.
We love you, Dane. You know that. Let's see. Also in the news, Babymetal, and those out there know I love Babymetal. Girl band from Japan. They're at their 10-year anniversary, and they just released a video for a very pretty song they did called "The One," and it's called the video is called "The One Stairway to Living Legend." And what the concept is, they're singing this beautiful ballad, and they're ascending in the stairway up into the clouds to reach the status of living legendship. And then they're being taken away from us by the Fox God and sealed away until the Fox God decides to release them again. So check out, it's a beautiful song, "The One Stairway to Living Legend" from Babymetal, and their 10th anniversary greatest hits album is out now. Really, really good album. If you like Babymetal, you should. They're really, really good. They've played with about everybody.
And now you were talking about DragonForce earlier, Babymetal, DragonForce. Their DragonForce is almost as big as they are, in my opinion. I could be way off.
Babymetal is massive. They have played the Budokan multiple times. They have played huge stadiums to sell out capacity in Japan multiple times. They're a phenomenon over there. They're a phenomenon over there. And I love Babymetal. Give Me Chocolate and all the songs, good stuff. And it's funny. It's a mix of like heavy guitars with these cute little Japanese girls singing in high pitch, like almost manga voices in some songs. And then others, they're just straightforward songs. They're very, very cool. I love Babymetal. And huge fan following. But check that out. The One Stairway to Living Legend. And I hope that the Fox God releases them back into the world soon, because I love their work. So that's very cool. Dane, what guitar did you want to show us?
Well, I got my hands on a Peavey, and this is just
wait, Peavey? You have your hands on your Peavey? Take your hands off your Peavey, Dane. That's a flesh-colored Peavey.
Yeah, so there's nothing real exciting about the guitar. It's a big, heavy piece of solid ash made in America. And I wanted to just show you guys the serial number if we can dial in on this thing. It is 005150.
Nice. Thank you, Bozique.
Do you see it?
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
005150.
That is cool.
It's 5150 time.
How about that?
Very, very cool.
How much?
500.
How much, Dane? How much is that guitar?
500.
500.
500. Anyone in our audience can afford that. Will you ship that, Dane, if someone in the audience wants that?
No.
No.
No,
Hey,
I don't have a case for it. And those old Peaveys had these really cool, made in USA, but it had these really cool molded cases that where those guitars would fit right in there just perfectly. And but I do not have that case. But it's amazing what the used guitar market's doing right now. I almost don't really like it. Guitar prices are so high.
So that's why you're fighting that inflation price by selling
I'm
guitar
trying
like that so low.
I'm trying to. Guys come in every day wanting to sell me gear, and I'm like, dude, I'm at pre-COVID pricing. Okay,
Well,
that's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
We're getting asked in the audience, Dane, will you ship that guitar?
Do you ship that?
If you call my store tomorrow and we'll talk.
All right. If you have interest,
Call me
in
tomorrow
that
and we'll
guitar,
talk, because I've shipped some stuff out recently. I had
Dave
that
broke his
left-handed
cherry.
Kiesel that I shipped.
Got to get rid of
All
that
those
thing.
guitars I gave away a couple of weeks ago, I shipped. And of course, I
So-
wasn't worried about them being damaged. And I shipped a guitar up to Music Therapy Laz a couple weeks ago. So
Cool.
yeah.
Well,
a
look,
couple of
if
them are going out.
you're watching right now, Dane's such a good salesman. If you're watching right now, you can contact Zim's Guitars. Is that the number on the screen, John?
I'm a horrible salesman. No,
Is that-
seriously,
is that-
I had a customer come
Johnny,
in.
is that the Dane? I'm trying to help you.
It is.
Is that the number of
That's my
Zim's
number.
Guitars on the screen, Johnny?
Yeah,
I hope so.
that's it.
That
That's
is
my number.
okay. So if you have interest in that guitar, call Dane at the store 480-242-3742.
Yes.
That's Zim's Guitars in Arizona.
Yeah.
Give Dane a call and maybe he can work something out. He's asking 500 on that. He says
Yep.
he might ship it. You know, roll the
Might ship
dice. He might not. It depends on the mood he wakes up in tomorrow. But
Yeah.
if you have
Depends
interest
on
in
how
the
the
guitar, that's a
girlfriend
cool
treats me
guitar.
tonight.
If you call that number at 3 a.m, he probably won't be in a good
I won't
mood.
answer. You
Yeah,
know,
you probably
here's the
won't get
deal,
to.
man. It's an American-made guitar from
No,
1980.
look, for $500,
It's
that's a nice
500
guitar.
bucks.
Except it's a Peavey.
Amazing.
Even though Dane tries to talk you out of it by saying it usually comes with a case, but I don't have it.
Guys, a couple of weeks ago, here's a story about me being a horrible salesperson. Okay, I got
right now,
my friend Scott.
my mother was wanting that as a birthday gift, and she heard you say, "I'm sorry, it doesn't come with a case," and she's like, "Ow, no, ow."
Okay, a couple Saturdays ago, Rock Candy was in here. You guys might recognize him from the chat.
The
His name's
wrestler.
Scott. Rock Candy
Yeah.
was Rock Daddy was
Oh,
in here. the
Joe
other day.
Rockhead from the gravel quarry works with Fred.
Yeah, and now I know this guy that has a guitar shop. His name's Jerry, and you guys know him from Orange County Guitars.
Oh, geriatric.
That's right.
His
He
sister
pulls
Jerry
into my-
Tall.
He pulls in out front here, and he's like, "Dane, I'm on my way back to California.
Then his
I
ears
have this
just booked
big
up-
giant
booked up.
acoustic amplifier from like the 70s. I'm not taking this thing all the way back to Cali. This thing is like, 5.5 foot tall, big giant old acoustic bass amp." And he goes, "You can just have this thing." I'm like, "What? Yeah, just take it. I'm not driving it all the way back to California. You can just have it." I'm saying, "Thank you very much." So then he drives away and off he goes. And so Rock Daddy's sitting right here and he goes, Dane, I'll give you $800 for that amp right now.
Wait,
man.
hold on. Do you say Rock Daddy or Rock Candy?
Rock Daddy. He goes by Rock
Rock
Daddy. He's
Who's
always
your
in
Rock
the chat.
Daddy? Who's your Rock Daddy?
He goes, Dane, I'll give you $800 for that old bass amp right now. And I'm like, no, man, you just saw that guy give it to me. That's way too much. And he goes, 500? Scott, come on, man. We're friends.
Jesus Christ.
$1?
I said, we're friends. Bro.
So Dane, how much did you
give me that amp for
how much
free.
how much did you pay that man to take that amp off your hands?
I got the amplifier for free. He says, I'm driving back.
Yeah, but how much
California.
did you pay him to take it? Because now you have the burden of an amp. How much did you pay him to take it? We finally agreed on a price, and the price we agreed on was $300. So he got in his wallet. He gave me $300. We loaded it up in his car, and he drove away. But I talked myself down $500. Sold it for $2,000.
I talked myself down $500.
You're the worst salesman ever, Dane. I love you, man, but you're the worst salesman ever.
I get in generous moods, and my customers that come in all the time and they hang out and we become friends.
They're waiting for those moods.
Take it, bro. Take it. Name your price.
I'm gonna drive out there to get a free Les Paul.
It's crazy. I don't give away Les Pauls.
Oh, all right.
This was an amp. This was an acoustic bass amp from probably the mid 70s, and it even had little stickers on the back that told you where it came from, and it was from Hollywood, California. It was a guitar shop in West Hollywood, California, where this amp initially came from. And I'm like, wow, this thing even has history.
The owner's still looking for it.
Yeah. That's not the kind of thing you ship. It takes up a ton of room in your store, and it's very hard to sell a big, giant bass amplifier these days. Nobody wants them. You can do just as much with a little TC Electronics 115 cab or the little Fender Rumble. Opened up with Dawkins. I opened up for Dawkins and Great White the other day, and I used a little Fender Rumble 200.
Was Mitch Malloy there?
No, I was with Jack Russell's. Jack Russell's Great White.
But the Mitch Malloy one is like more official.
That's the official one, yeah.
Right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, that's the regular.
I have the same argument with Jeff Tate's Queensryche. I think the voice is more important than the guys on guitar.
I don't know, man. Todd's doing a great job in Queensryche. I mean, look, I see both of them. Go see both of them. There's no wrong answer to which Queensryche and which Great White. Go see both of them.
Right.
I'll tell you what. You had a great little lunchbox amp. My personal favorite amp ever, the GK ML 250, the little lunchbox Galen Kruger.
It's still back there.
Oh,
no, it's still back there.
Let me tell you something, Dave. If I ever come to Arizona and pass by your shop, I'm gonna pick up a backup for that because I love that amp. I played that.
I'll bring it with me to the NAMM show next summer.
I love that amp, man. I love that.
Okay, John, I'll bring it with me. I'll bring it with me to the NAMM show if I still have it next summer.
Give it to Mama Kuda for her
We'll
birthday.
do a deal out in the parking lot.
I'll bring my lipstick.
Oh.
We'll do a deal.
Hint, hint.
What's that sound? I need some butter on my delicious Colonel's gourmet popcorn.
And then we're going to hit your favorite Italian restaurant right there in Anaheim.
Mari's Italian restaurant, baby. That's
Mari's
the place.
Italian restaurant.
If you're in Anaheim, you want to talk to me if you're going to NAMM, because I got the crowd. I got the crowd.
Come on, Johnny, show the photo of us hanging out there.
We set up the table of the restaurant.
I don't know.
Every night.
Johnny has a photo of us at the restaurant.
Mari's Italian pizza pasta.
We're all tagged in it on Facebook.
Restaurant.
I had the chicken parmesan.
Oh, what a great restaurant.
Good,
that place
man.
is the best.
When I eat, I need a lot of elbow room. right? Because you're eating. I'm a lefty when I eat.
Because the sound of
Yeah.
the chewing.
And
Well, we
so
have a
packed
table
into
of
that.
usually about 20 people.
Yeah, we were like
We
right here.
usually have about 20 people at the table.
What year were we? 2020?
Good times.
No, we weren't
right?
2020. We were
January
20
2020.
January 2020.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Were we?
January.
Oh
The
yeah,
first-
yeah, you're right. You're right. It was January 2020. You're right.
And we were all in such great spirits. It wasn't January of 2020.
Love you
just
too,
such a
False
great
Flag.
time.
Thank you, brother.
January of 2020 was such a great, great time in our lives. And then suddenly
Yeah, and suddenly the world starts sucking.
went to shit.
Not in a good way. You got that photo, Johnny?
was unbelievable.
We love
It's
you
hard,
too.
probably
False
a hard
Flag.
one for him to find.
No, I found one. I don't see you in the
No, that-
picture though.
Well, we were different nights. Dane joined us on certain nights, and maybe not.
We were there.
one
We were
other.
there different nights. You weren't there. You weren't there that night.
You should probably
Yes, I
isolate yourself,
was.
Johnny, because right now it feels like I'm looking at a postage stamp. Yeah, put it right
There's-
up to the screen so the audience could see.
There's
it
the night
too.
you weren't there.
Oh, yeah. There's Ben Coombs sitting there.
There's my ex-girlfriend next to me. There's Michael the Captain Smith on the other side. Craig Rundle's on the other side. There's Clammy. There's a lot of good guys there.
Johnny, who's the
Cool.
guy right over your shoulder standing up right there?
That's Michael Gutierrez. He was.
Oh.
He's the guy that won the Kramer from Eddie Van Halen at NAMM in '85.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's him.
Mike Gutierrez.
Good buddy of mine. There must be a picture of you in here.
Show the photo. I'm in it. Nobody's going to believe I was there.
No,
Be like,
you were
yeah,
there.
right.
You were there. We'll leave testimony to it. That was the last hurrah before the virus hit.
The
It was
what?
the last hurrah.
And you know what?
last
But
party
all
for the
three of
world.
us left the NAMM show and we were sick a few days later.
Yeah, but we didn't have COVID. We didn't have that. And Can't Drive 55. No, Neanderthal wasn't there. I hope Paulie shows up at NAMM with us one day.
I don't have a picture.
It's hard to get Paul to do anything. Honestly, I've tried to get him to go. Yeah,
Paul's
he's
got-
so
Paul's
focused
got,
on
you
his
know,
career.
He's
It's not
got
a bad thing.
responsibility. No, that's a
He
very
is.
good thing. That's why he has a good career.
He's
'Cause
like,
he's
bro, if we went out to
responsible.
the bar and I started having a couple beers and we watched some freaking random local band or something, and then I get pulled over, it'd be in the newspaper. Local celebrity gets DUI. And, yeah, he didn't want to do it.
That's what happened.
No, that's what would happen if me and him go out and start drinking and, you know, hanging out and going to some bars and seeing bands play.
Keith Campbell, trust
Daddy.
me, Mari's Italian restaurant is the fucking shit. That place is awesome. I go there every year, and all my friends come with me. They make a homemade clam chowder that's a family recipe that blows people's minds. That place is awesome.
Look how popular you look right there.
Johnny with all the paparazzi around. It's basically me and Michael the Captain Smith.
So weird.
You look like a celebrity and all these paparazzis all hanging out.
Drew SGS 60 only goes to Summer NAMM. We go to Winter NAMM usually, the January one. That's really the one to go to. That's the big one.
I don't
You know?
think they're going to ever have a difference between winter and summer NAMM anymore. They're going to do away with the one in Nashville. They're just going to have
Right.
summer NAMM in Anaheim, and that's going to be the end of it.
That's
I
what
think
they're
that's
doing.
What they should do.
That's what they're doing. Is they're combining the two, and I think from now on they'll probably do that.
And it'll be
And
in
for me-
January, right? It'll be during
Yeah.
Winter NAMM.
It's going to be in the summer. And for me, living in the hell that is Phoenix, Arizona, the summer, to close the store for 3 or 4 days and go to beautiful Anaheim where it's, 73 degrees, this is going to be great.
And yes, Steve Carmichael brought up, was that when Mancuda put his gum on the Frankie guitar, then ate it after thousands of people touched it? Yes, it was.
That's how.
And
Oh
you
my
wonder
God.
how I got sick? Yeah, that's how.
And we did a
Absolutely.
good video on the Steve Vai Pia guitar.
On the Pia guitar.
that
Yeah, that's
John, you
on
helped
that's
me
on
do
your
that
channel.
video. And Steve
That's
Vai
right.
actually watched that and left a comment.
He said, "Who's that handsome host on that video?"
Yeah,
Why, it
because I was
me.
holding the camera, so my face
Yeah.
wasn't in that video. It was all you.
No, I've done this before.
So
I've done this
that
once
worked
or
out.
twice.
That worked out good for me.
Well, there you go. I'm glad, man. I'm very glad. Oh, what do you think, kids? Are we good?
Yeah.
I gotta go
It-
eat some din.
It's midnight where you are.
Yeah, it's quarter to midnight.
Wow.
It's dinner time. Let's thank you to our beloved and treasured channel members. Michael the Captain Smith, David Ennis, Wayno, Mike Neese, Richard Poole, Linny Lou, and my little geriatric sex kitten Mary. Gargets Entertainment, Kurt 5150, Susan Silvestri, Mickey Settlemeyer, Joe Christian, Nicole Mrazek, Sean Bolland, Wayne, Will Starr, Stephen Franklin, R. Habs, KXM Rock, David Shea Gormery, Bozique, Crazy Cook 678, Carol Hatcher, False Flag, Margaret Scranton, Sean Silas, Trevor Burnson, Jarhead Rock, and our other beloved channel members, Hal Face, John Moronic. See, John Moronic is on 2 lists, right? He is on there twice.
Is he?
Nicole Mrazek, Mickey Selma. Let's see. I would swear I just said John Moronic's name there. Hold
I don't
on.
think so. I think this is a name that rhymes with it.
Nicole Mrazek.
Nicole Mrazek and John Moronic.
You should put those two together. Hal Face, John Moronic, James Gum, Hillary Lewis, Jim Nicholas, 802 Blues, Mr. BHB Jr., I believe that's Bruce, Frag 5150, Pal Guitars, Dan Halen, Frank Corcoran, James G, Jeff T, R2R3 Locking Nut, Fernando Riley, Robot Master Switch, 6Chick71, Rick Green, The Chad, 2 Brain Cells, G-Man, Michael B, Thomas Santiago, Voodoo Child SJ, that is my buddy Sean Johnson in Louisiana. Hope everyone in Louisiana is staying strong. Brian Spalding, Fender Guru, Music Therapy, Laz, Ghost Piece of Rich, 5150 TV, Jimmy Ray Hawkins, Hugh Caldwell, David Crosby is a dildo fucker. He sure is. I'm not. Fuck you, you are. Jesus Rapes Me, Randy Price, James 5150, Christopher Live, Sawa, Laguna Palms, Murphy, Steve Barton, All Dave, All Night, Tuba, Simon Hosford, Majestic PB and J Cat, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael.
Oh my God. And remember, the Great Johnny Beane Halloween Costume Contest. Get your entries in. Email them to Johnny. Send them to Johnny on Facebook. It is the Great Johnny Beane Halloween Costume Contest, October 30th. That's Saturday Night Live. We will all be there. We'll all be there in costume. There will be prizes galore. Get your entries in. Send them to us on Facebook Messenger. Send them to Johnny Beane on Facebook. Send them to Johnny Beane on Instagram. Get your entries in and win valuable prizes. And if you're a sponsor of the show, contact us because you're on the hook, baby. We got to milk you for some valuable prizes.
That's right. Right, Dane?
Right.
That is correct.
Where were you on the night of October 19th?
I was shipping a guitar.
Attaboy. We a ship. And again, Nerd Halen's on. Remember, happy birthday to your mom. I said at the beginning of the show, happy birthday to Mama Nerd Halen, to your mama. And then the 25th, this Sunday, my mama's birthday, Mama Kuda. There you go. Happy birthday to our moms, man. Awesome.
Happy birthday.
My birthday. I hope everyone gets me some Amazon credit. I could really use some stuff.
Yes.
There you
Where'd that go? There it
And
is.
again, remember, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'll beat it into your heads until the end of the month. Get your mammogram scheduled. Tell your friends, tell your girls, tell your loved ones, get a mammogram scheduled. We care about our audience. We appreciate our audience. We love our audience. And leave comments on the video. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the video. And rock on, everybody. Be safe out there. Get vaccinated, too.
Yes. Subscribe to the video.
Johnny just said subscribe to the video. All the other stuff, fuck that. Just subscribe.
Subscribe to the video.
Or you can also go on the Zim's Guitars channel and subscribe to the Zim's Guitars channel on YouTube.
And they
Yeah.
should.
Subscribe
they
to
should.
Zims.
There you go. Thank
He'll
you,
ship
everybody.
you some thumbs ups.
Thumbs up on the video. We love you. We appreciate you. Rock on, everybody. Johnny Bean TV.